All right, welcome back to Shard Hunters. This is where we as a group try not to die. So we're hunting for fragments of shards of ancient dead titans. Yeah, and set against us is a fanatical cult that worships an eldritch horror. This is a horror that aims to enter our material plane and destroy everything that's going on. Now, it has been a while since we last played, and I remember very little of what happened, so I'm going to turn it over to Hatalipuk for a recap of last session.
All right, so we were in an area as we were heading towards the center of Orm, the desert area, and in this place that we had entered, there wasn't very much light. There was a courtyard of some kind, and we began to see there were chunks coming out of the ground, and we noticed that they were limbs, hands, and feet and such, sticking out of the earth. The clothing was torn apart, but the limbs were still all together and fine, because if you don't know this already, the area we are in is under some kind of either curse, blessing, whatever you want to call it. The people could not die. Well, when they did die, they came back, and they keep coming back, and it's not pretty. Anyway, so we began to hear something come into the room, and it looks like a person but moves like a dog, and it didn't have any eyes. Hitala scares it away. It ran very fast. We continued checking. We found there was a person who was tied up, and a skeleton comes into the room, beats it up, and leaves. This kept occurring. I'm not going to go into depth with this, but they kept beating the person. The person died by the time we were able to try and talk to them. We did not get to talk to them. Anyway, we found that these skeletons had uh, spells or whatever within them that were very specific orders that didn't have anything to do with attacking. Just the ones that were dealing with that person were supposed to deal with that person if they came into it. Essentially, they were like torture for them. Um, we began to notice that the skeletons were all the same. Their right legs of each of them was shorter, and so they were likely of the exact same person, which was odd. As we continued on, I'm going to skip some things right here to move on. But as we got to the kitchen area, we found there were skeletons and things serving food, like making food. And as time went on, it looks like the royalty of the place came into the room. There was a bit of hijinks there, but we ended up sitting down and eating. Well, I don't think we ate, honestly. Sitting down with this person. Oh no, yeah, we did, because we had bacon. Because bacon saved the day. We actually offered some of our bacon, and we shared this with the very much alive king of the world, as they said to themselves, but they are the
Lich King of the world.
prince. The Lich King of the world is what he called himself. Um, but he is the prince of Orm. His father is still in Orm, and he does not know what happened with him. The one who was running on all fours was his uncle, and he kind of went mad. He also has a sister who is not there, um, but she is the one who freed this brother from the other brother. The other brother was the person who was tied up, and this guy was torturing him because he was angry about being uh,
Locked in the closet.
captured or locked. Yeah, that. Anyway, so there is a machine that's keeping everybody alive. That was at least what was mentioned during this time. And this guy seems to have some kind of memory problems. He forgot who we were, but then he remembers. He's kind of back and forth on it. He also seems to be able to do magic, but not in very conventional ways. As we left and moved back to the quarry, we heard him telling us that when we head to the center of the desert towards Orm, we need to make sure to go through a gate. There are 3 public gates that we can access, but if we do not go through the gate, we'll probably die. Anyway, so as we continued forward, we began to see some drakes further on. I'm skipping some stuff, by the way. We felt scrying on us. I'm sorry, I'm going backwards because I noticed something important. We felt like we were being scryed on, and as we uh, continued on, Kor finally realized that it was the prince, the Lich King of the world, who was actually scrying on us. And then Kor gave him access to talk to him whenever he wanted, which meant that he talked to Kor about some of his people. I don't know. The guy is complaining to Kor through magic. Okay. So now he is being plagued by that. Anyway, so we see some drakes far off who are heading towards the center area where the capital would be, and suddenly there is a giant fireball that vaporizes them. This is where we are. Some of the things that we are looking to do based off of the last session is find the sister of the Prince of Orm, and find the machine that's keeping everyone alive. That's what happens when we take 2 weeks off.
You guys watching the stream, is there any issues with the audio?
I haven't actually pulled it up. Hold up.
Alrighty. Yeah, there's
I
been
have it
updates to
muted.
Discord, updates to Forge. I'm in a new house. I had to update a lot of my settings. I just want to make sure everything's running
Taco,
smooth.
taco, taco.
What about updates to Twitch?
All right, sound is good.
Yeah, it seems fun.
Okay. I do need to crank the dep up.
Well,
All right,
All right.
finally found a pen that works. It's like I start writing a note, and it's like, well, the note's not writing.
Darn notes that don't write themselves.
No, they don't.
Okay, so y'all are still approaching the city, the center of the desert. Y'all have found what you think is a pathway from basically the city in the north heading in to where Orm would be. And I believe your previous guess was that this would be the best chance of finding one of those public gates. As y'all are approaching, you suddenly hear a voice call out, "Caution, travelers!"
Do we see who called out?
There is a group on a hill overlooking the desert. It looks like 4 people.
Do they look like dwarves or orcs or...
You can see 4 people. They are blending in with the snow extremely well, so it's hard to tell.
I'll just cast a fireball and melt the snow away so we can see what it is. Sounds
And
reasonable.
there it is.
There
There's
it
the
is.
fireball.
Okay.
Had to go ahead and get that.
Didn't
out.
take too long to get it out.
Somebody else have a better idea? I mean,
Well,
We could
what's-
try talking to him.
oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, well,
I'll call out.
there-
Oh, what's the danger?
That place is enspelled. There's a spell that prevents entry. Did you not see the drakes explode?
We did. We were looking for the gate to get in.
What do you mean? And they're all coming closer as they're talking. What do you mean, gate?
I'm on guard.
Yeah.
Do we want to tell them about a gate?
I thought
We've
that there
circled
was.
this
What-
place for weeks now, and we've not found any structures of any kind.
Ah, shoot. We're going the wrong way. I'm gonna mention to my guys. Hopefully these aren't cultists.
Right?
They've finally
I don't-
gotten close enough. You can see that they are all carrying. They're wearing some kind of armor you've never seen before, but they all have pale, snow white skin, and their hair looks like multicolored ice floes.
Cool.
But they are obviously tall, very attractive looking, and you can see one of them's a female with pointy ears.
Eve, is that your mom?
And all of them have bows.
Okay.
No, because my mom's dead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that little piece of information.
That's a pretty big piece of information there, bud.
So where do you
Thanks
guys
for
hail
reminding
from?
me.
We are from the frozen north.
Okay.
I doubt many of your kind have seen our kind.
What do you
I'm
mean, our kind?
Yeah, there's a lot of us here and we're a bunch of
those.
different kinds.
She
So,
doesn't
Just
even turn to look at the dwarf.
Of
yes,
course not.
of course not. Yeah, I'm from oh, we never came up with a name for that city. I'm from
Yes, we
that
did.
town. From the town
Hold on. Hold on a second. I'll tell you its name. I gotta get the map first.
okay. So are you guys trying to get entry as well?
Yes.
what are you
Why?
Every
guys
scout we
trying to
sent in
find
has
here?
died.
What is your purpose? What is your goal?
To get in.
Why?
To what end?
I'm sorry, but I don't know you well enough for that.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm
Then
sorry.
let's
I have not
go.
given a name to that. I have not given a name to that yet, so
Yeah, I didn't think so. It's
hold on a
okay.
second while I
We
get a
we don't
name real quick.
we don't have to name it right now. We can come back to
His
it later.
name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
Name is Jeffrey. Name is Jeff. Hiff Town. It's Janestown.
Oh wait, I think I did name it. I just haven't put it on the map yet. Hold on, let me look backward a second.
Just call it Canton.
Call it Kansas.
No, Canton.
Kansas.
Canton is Janestown. You're gonna have to make your son watch that show again.
What show?
I don't, Firefly. I don't know if he's ever watched it.
Oh, I've never watched Firefly. No.
Ugh.
Yeah, because you're lame, Lloyd.
I don't know if you're allowed to play Pathfinder with us if you haven't seen it.
Well, then bye.
There's a loophole. It's Starfinder. You can't play Starfinder with us if you haven't watched.
Okay, that
Yeah.
makes a little bit more
I
sense.
don't even know what Starfinder is, so.
Ooh.
It's just Pathfinder in space.
Yeah, Pathfinder in space with really complicated mechanics for dogfighting and spaceship battles.
I mean, if you count seeing my dad watch it, then I've watched it. But
No,
that,
that's
no.
not how that. He's like looking at me while I'm watching. He's like, I don't understand this show.
no, I've seen the episodes before because you had me sit down. And
But
see
you
some.
don't know. Well, Canton is not. That's going to be something that you would.
That's kind of minutia. Like, I'm really surprised if somebody recognized it without watching.
Well, I mean, there's a whole song.
All right, so while we got a little time while
Yeah.
Charles is working, we know they're from the north. I've heard of elves up there before. There are elves that live in the wild north. We could try to find some common ground with them, try to see if they're investigating the wind
Oh
or
no,
maybe
their
if
common ground is they don't know us well enough to talk to us. So
Yeah, so we beat them up. We beat them
Oh,
up and we
goodness.
make them
This-
tell us what we need to
they
know.
don't want to talk
the
to
most
us.
affable
Yeah, 'cause they're not
halfling
even-
rogue that doesn't want to talk to people.
They won't.
I do
they
want to
won't
talk to people,
even
but
look at-
everybody doesn't want to talk to me.
Well, I
Hey,
mean, we're
Atala, why don't you
strangers
just
on the
go s-
road. They at least
why don't you
called out
just,
and
uh,
warned us.
Hey,
Right.
they're
So I thought
distracted.
they'd be amiable,
Well,
but they're not.
why don't you use your charisma?
that's what I'm saying. We can come up with a strategy right now. So we can see about if they're trying to get in to investigate the wind. Maybe they've had some issues with cultists. Maybe they're, you know, are cultists themselves. Maybe they're trying to get in to loot some stuff. Maybe they're tired of the cold and want to go to a desert.
Well,
Wait, the desert is cold.
they-
What's wrong with you?
well, the thing is that they've lost quite a bit of people. I'm assuming so because he says all of their scouts who have tried to access have died.
I mean, that's
they
just
really-
poor on that
they-
part. Y'all
they
ever
really
seen
wanna
Mom and
get
Dad
in for
Saves
some
the
reason.
Universe or Saves
I
the
have.
World?
Mm-hmm.
Your
Yeah,
town is
that's
spelled
what happened.
Jernikar.
Jernikar.
Jurnikar.
Okay.
Got a
Okay.
nice name generator.
Wait. Could it be Junicore? So his name's in it?
Ah,
No.
ah.
Well,
And if you guys are on the world map, is this one up here?
boom.
They were like, we would have named you after this town, but you suck. So we changed one letter.
Changed the town's name after he was born.
It used to be Junicore. Now it's
Yeah.
Junicar.
You're like, nah, we don't want to be associated with him.
No, after he left, not after he was born.
No, just immediately
No,
after he
'cause-
was born. They're like,
That
no.
doesn't make sense. Because then they would kick him out.
No, they didn't kick him. They did. They sold him.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's not the same.
Well, they shouldn't have named him.
Do you not
Core.
remember him telling us part of his backstory?
I didn't pay attention, so.
Oh, okay.
That's about right. Yeah.
It tracks.
Whoops.
Okay. Oh yeah, there's one thing I wanted to look up because I don't remember what the translations is. Let's see.
I didn't know you could look up translation.
You
I'm
didn't
sorry,
know the internet
conversion.
existed?
Oh, guys, one more thing we need to look for, and I forgot to ask the old Lich King of the world. We need to find a translation key because we had one book that we're trying to decipher that is encoded.
Okay.
Did we get that
As
last
they're
week?
approaching,
last time?
you get to see them all better. They are wearing some kind of hide armor from a beast you've never seen before. Your guess is it's some large beast from the frozen north. There's a possibility that one or two of them may even have a cloak that may be lined with dragon,
Hey,
white dragon.
is this a
But
Tala?
they look at you. I apologize for the rudeness, but I do not know you, so therefore I do not feel safe
That
talking of our mission.
that is
We are on a
okay.
holy mission.
A holy mission, interesting.
That would have sufficed as an answer earlier.
Well, now that they're close, he's actually talking instead of yelling. Now that we're closer, it's a little bit easier to speak. Again, I apologize. It has been some days in this cold, and that wind is even cold enough to even make us chill.
Yes.
Are you talking about the wind that I don't know if I can describe it?
Oh, if you've heard it, you know it.
Mm-hmm.
Then that wind, yes.
The wailing
don't-
wind.
Yes, that wind is even chill enough that we have to bed down.
Yes. Should we share the information about Bacon keeping it away?
We have to.
We don't know them well enough. We can't
we
do that.
believe it.
Eve,
We
Eve,
believe
this is
it.
your
We
chance.
have to.
You gotta make friends, Eve.
If you don't mind me asking, you said holy mission
Correct.
for who?
Oh, I apologize. It's not for a deity.
So for who?
For this world itself.
Okay.
We have been tasked with keeping an ancient beast at bay.
Have you had a lot of issues with mutated monsters or people attacking you with, and then after them being killed, they have like squid stuff, monsters popping out of their heads?
No, we have not seen any of that, but death did come to one of our towns.
Mm.
Are you talking
it-
about plague?
No, death came to one of our towns and took everyone.
The
Did he have a
wizard?
sickle?
Some man flying in the sky killed everyone.
Oh crap! Dude,
Oh,
the raven. Dude,
wait
were
a
there
minute.
ravens? Birds?
Yes. That was the only word we got out from a scout who managed to escape.
We've seen him.
We've met him.
We didn't
before.
meet him. We hid.
We didn't meet
I'm
him.
I'm feeling like the hiding part was a very good call on our part.
Mo's like, we met that guy. It's like, no, we didn't meet that
He,
guy.
he took all the death stones.
We
He-
cowered
He
in our
managed to
booties.
come in and kill an entire town, allowing the beast to escape.
Oh no.
He took
So-
a bunch of death stones where we were. Do you know of these creation stones?
The relics of recreation?
Yes.
Probably what you might call them.
Huh. Yes, we've heard of them, although never of death.
Oh, by the way, yeah, if you think there's 4, there's actually 6.
There's more than that.
Did they tell us that, or are you telling me that?
Basically, he just uttered that, and someone like points him in the chest, and he's like,
Interesting.
We.
Well, you've let the cat out of the bag. You got to tell us now.
I mean, not really. I don't care.
Shut up, Patala.
It's a reverse psychology.
the lady that jabbed him in the chest is like, that's not harmful to know. There are also lesser elements as well. Cold, steam, lava. There's lots of different elements that have been created over the past when the primordials mixed their essences.
Mm,
In fact, we are in charge of the element of cold.
okay.
It is how our race came to be.
Is Core's forehead like visible?
I don't think I
Like
have any firestones.
You just absorbed a few.
Oh, I did at the
Yeah.
tower. Okay.
I was just curious as
Yes,
visuals.
it would be visible if you have your helmet off.
Mm. I'll test the water. I'll take my helmet off and give the hair the old sweet back
Oh my!
treatment.
This did not just happen. Do you have long hair or short hair?
Yeah, look, I updated my guy. I sent the update. He has long hair.
When this happened, did time slow down and like a fan blow in your face?
Yes, it did. I'm glad you have the mental picture.
A brief, brisk wind blows.
The shining red gem in the center of his forehead trickles and glints into the faces of the
Of course, I don't know how fire
northern
and
folk.
cold will mix, but
And then they go, Haktaku, kill him!
One of the older men seems to look, and you can see that there's a glint in his eye of knowing what it is. But he does not say anything.
mm,
He actually almost stutters when he saw it at first, but then he composes himself.
then I put my helmet back on.
Something bother you, old man?
Why are you the way that you are?
I don't think any of them registered you talked to them.
The woman actually speaks to Hatala. It's like, well, I guess y'all don't know much about elves, do you? I mean,
Other
I
than
don't
they
think there's
took
anyone
everything.
here as young as any of you.
Okay,
You lesser relived races.
okay.
So even one of our children is an old person compared to you.
Yes.
But
Still doesn't
anyways,
mean you need to
make
be
sure to keep
rude.
your dwarf on a leash.
I mean, we do what we
All right.
can. We can't.
A
We
car.
do our best.
Need you to
We can't hear you.
handle
Pat.
the leashing, please.
Hey, car, can I cast Fireball now?
No.
No, I think we'll let you cast it a little later. Let's go. Hey, there's a nice rock over there. Let's go. Let's go look at it.
What is that? A
Can I just like
sedimentary
take
rock?
my
Or is that
flaming
a
orb and just like put it on
Yeah.
their face and hold it there?
No,
I mean, I
that's
can,
not-
I can hold that spell for some hours, right? Like,
But anyways, besides distractions, be careful going into that place. There's some very powerful magic that keeps anyone away. We know we've managed to get scouts in, but they've never been able to come out. And most of them have died on the way in.
attraction?
So I'm
We-
guessing
we-
some have found one of these gateways you speak of, but something happened to them inside and they could not return.
There's a possibility there's some kind of machine that is affecting those within and outside, keeping them alive even after death. We have been told
but
of.
these all-knowing old farts don't know anything about it, right, a car? Jeez. God.
So it is not based on race? Because the
It's
only
not
ones
No,
that
not
have been able to
everything's
find
based
their
on
way in
race.
have been human.
I honestly I don't know.
All the elves have died entering.
There may be
Must be
like
their weak constitution. Am I right?
there may be a setting or something that. How are you feeling, Eve, in a car?
I
I
feel
feel
like
great.
I want to punch Needham in the face. But
Well,
They're
other than
better.
that,
is that more
That's
substantial than
normal.
normal, or
I'm good. Yeah,
Yeah,
Maybe,
I
maybe
always feel like I need to punch Native in the face.
They're better halves keeping them okay.
And I'm not really a good person to judge because I was undead for quite a while, and I'm feeling pretty good now. So that's still a new thing for me. So I really couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell him what.
You notice one of the men is holding onto his sword a little tighter while looking at you now.
Car, you may not want to mention being part of death when
Oh, I'm over there by the
death
rock
just
with
Yeah, we're over
killed
here
off an
like
entire
cracking
village.
that doesn't mean that,
cracking jokes.
But knowing
Oh.
a car, he would just shout that out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
he-
definitely doing it loud enough so everybody can hear us. But we're like, oh no, we're over here. They obviously can't hear us.
A car and Nita for admiring the nice boulder.
That's a nice rock. It'd go well in my swamp.
No,
Back home, put a big boulder here.
Let me say this then. Our mission is to find the beast. If we do not find this beast, I do not believe there will be a spring this year.
Is it?
is
Does it have anything to do with the wind, or did it just
It's
go
what
into the?
creates the wind.
Do you know
In
how?
fact, without this beast being in its home, most of the earth will be covered in ice.
Mm.
As,
Oh, God.
as much flowery language as they've got, they must be the source of all the wind. Am I right, Akar?
Do you know
is
how we can fight this? If we come across the wind, how we could fight it? If there's
You
a
can't.
weakness?
If you find the beast, you will die.
Will we?
No one has been able to kill the beast, ever.
well,
Hmm.
how what were you? Could we tell you like? What
We're
if,
trying to make it go home.
Mm.
Normally, it doesn't want to leave. But whatever that death dealer did caused it to leave and head straight here to Orm. So it's searching for something, is what we think.
Maybe we kill the death dude.
From what we can tell, it has escaped twice before, and each time it found what it was looking for and returned home.
So you just
Where's
say
its home?
At the spine of the world.
Oh, so
Okay,
you're talking to me
Forgotten
now?
Realms.
At the very top of the world in the frozen north where nothing but ice exists.
Would you consider this beast something of good or
It
neutral?
is neither. It is simply the cold. It is the cold personified, brought to life.
Okay.
It is a great worm.
So we just
Large
need to.
dragons in a single bite.
So we
Is
just
it
need to
related
avoid
to
it.
Titans? I mean, well, yeah. I mean, the good thing is it's got a nice tail.
Sounds pretty cool to me.
It, as far as we can tell, we think somewhere within this city there may be another piece of the ancient cold deity. The primordial.
Is
so.
it tied to the air titan at all?
The
The cold.
cold primordial was the offspring of the air and of the water.
Okay.
One of the offspring. Storm was another one.
Man, she's awesome at X-Men. Sorry.
The primordials were known for mixing their essences in the early days. Not
Okay.
many of those survived.
But they
Then
frowned
they
on
started
that.
creating lesser creatures.
And that's what upset the earth titan?
I do not know of that. All I know is at some point they all started being killed off, which they can't ever die, so that was even more confusing.
Mm.
Somehow the cold was killed, and its first offspring consumed its body. and gained all of its power, and now it just simply seems to be looking for the other pieces.
Okay.
So can we help you with your mission by trying to find what this thing is trying to find?
If you can find it and get whatever's preventing it from getting it, so that it can retrieve it on its own, it will go home. We have never had it stray for long.
Interesting.
Maybe that guy with all the death stones is keeping it. Thank you. Is keeping
I think
it
that
from
the guy
us.
with all the death stones maybe did something here too. I don't know. There's a lot of moving parts of what's going on here that I
Yeah.
don't understand.
I do want to share with you. We're on a quest as well. There is another group, a cultist group that we're set against. They're working to gather these, um, you know, fragments of creation uh, in order to, I guess, open a gateway for this eldritch horde to come through. And that beast wants to destroy the entire world. Um, if you see humans not acting right or that are mutated, especially after being killed, if it something comes out of it, that needs to be destroyed immediately. And I'll kind of go through and just convey to them the kind of scope of what's going on with that so they're aware.
Thank you for the warning. We'll keep our eyes out for them.
What are they called again? I can't remember.
The Quelleth?
That's it.
Yeah. So, um,
Ow.
do you want us to
As
switch
long as
over to
their
that?
society may be alive, maybe they've heard of it.
Hey, Peyton, can you mute yourself?
Sorry.
We're- He's
Jingle,
going,
jingle, jingle.
he's going full method actor with traveling.
But yes, we need to find entry into this area if we can.
All right.
Yeah, if y'all want to do
Seems
anything
like our
important, do it in
goals
the
are
next
not
like 5
to.
minutes.
It seems like our goals are not exclusive, are contradictory to each other.
Yes, I don't think we're going to interfere with each other. We're more than happy to hide and stay out of the way of the wind if that's what you're looking for.
But you mentioned a gateway?
Yes,
There are.
we spoke. You know the stone giants. Yes,
Yes,
they
we
have
visited
a.
them. Yeah.
Yes, there is in their quarry below their village in the north. We were able to go down and there's actually an ancient fortress there, and we're able to find a lich that lives there that's from Orm. And he was able to give us some information about it, and there apparently is gateways to get in and out. Apparently, no one's really allowed to come out, so we may have to actually face off with the king or whoever's in there, or disable the machine in order to get out. But something went horribly wrong.
I wonder if this machine is also what prevents anyone from entering without going through a gate.
Yes.
That would require a lot of power, a lot of magical energy. I don't think just anything can be used to power something like that.
I mean, it
I
may
wouldn't be
be the
surprised
source
if it's a
of,
creation stone.
yeah, it may be the part of the cold essence that's powering this thing. I'm not sure.
All we do know is that this place has been somewhat frozen for the last couple hundred years. That actually would make it a good candidate for having a piece of the cold.
Yes, I agree.
I wonder why our previous members did not ever notice this. We've been searching for the pieces ourselves so that we can bring them to the beast so it will never go out.
So is it possible that's what it's actually searching for? The piece of
could
cold
be.
that is powering the machine.
It very well could be.
All right.
Then our goals may be aligned very close together.
Interesting. Very interesting. But you say this path here would lead to a gate?
We don't know for certain. We're searching ourselves.
But y'all are right upon the border of this magic. Another 100 yards and y'all will be at the field itself.
Okay.
And I do not see any structures that could be a gate.
Do we know what we're looking for, or I'm guessing weathered down structure of some sort or rocks of some kind. But do we know based off of what the Lich told us what we're looking for?
No, from what the guidance he gave you, this is the best avenue for finding it.
Okay.
Because he did mention that there was a road between Orm and the nearest community.
Okay. So to the
I just had a
elves,
crazy
yeah,
idea.
like based on the information we have, we're close to being in the right area. I guess we're gonna have to search around and try to find it. Either that, or I can try talking with the Lich again. But you know, the information from him is somewhat suspect. And
What sign did he give you of the right way?
there's like a roadway going in between the hills, between Orm and the nearest settlement.
Would
And
it be underneath the snow?
possibly, probably.
Considering there's a good foot of snow right now, and based on our senses, I'm fairly certain a blizzard will be striking today.
Oh, fun. Um, do you have any expedient method of clearing off the snow, or do we need to set some fireballs going? And I do have a
No,
shovel.
we are not even hindered by snow.
Ah, I mean,
You notice they walk without snowshoes of any kind, and they don't even leave footprints when they walk through snow.
okay.
That part where there's only one set of footprints is when you were walking with these guys.
So I want to ask anybody in our group if they might know about if the field affects non-living things versus living things. We just walk around the edge throwing rocks if possible, and if they explode, then it's like, nope, that's not it. And just
I
kind
think
of
that would
walk.
be a little too obvious.
Yeah, I mean it's snowing and the snow gets through.
Yeah. Can anybody summon small creatures?
Eve has a rat.
What about
throwing them at the wall? Boom.
what about your chicken?
No, I don't
If
think
y'all been
that'd be a
seeing deer and
one-off.
things like that, you've got to assume deer are passing through, or otherwise there'd be explosions going off everywhere as the wild animals enter.
Explosions?
So is it like
Now,
a
the drakes are monsters, so that they got exploded.
yeah, I wonder if it's
Oh,
like an
yeah.
intelligence thing. Winky should be fine.
No. Winky is intelligent. Nita should be fine.
So you're saying you're very intelligent, but do you use it or you just choose not to? Is that what we're saying?
There's a difference between book smarts and common sense.
Yes.
All right, gents, I believe we've got two things we need to worry about. We need to come up with a way to find this road. I don't necessarily want to use my shovel for this whole thing. And then two, he said that there's a blizzard coming, so we need to have some kind of shelter. Or
I
at
know
least
why you
be
had shovel on the brain now.
What?
we were playing Valheim, and I couldn't remember anything in Valheim.
He was wanting to know how to make the shovel.
Yeah, like how do I dig? I can't remember how to dig. It's not the hoe. What is it? Is there a shovel? How do you make the shovel?
I was trying to figure out why he was even thinking of a shovel. He's got a shovel in Pathfinder.
Because he would need a pickaxe.
A pickaxe.
We dig holes because gives you character.
We could have Nadep do his rolling fire to melt this stuff. We're getting thumbs up over there.
Yeah.
Or
So Nadep creates a fireball, not a ball of fire, but a ball that is on fire.
all we really had to do was have
Oh no, their phone is
Oh,
gone.
the phone fell. He crashed.
gone.
He's dead. Oh. Okay.
Peyton, don't worry about it seeing you, buddy.
Yeah.
Drive safe, please.
Yeah.
It's better to be safe.
All right. Nita starts making a ball of fire roll around and starts melting through the snow. And what the old man, oh, okay, and he creates a ball of fire too, and they start rolling them around. And after about a good 20 minutes of rolling balls of fire around, y'all manage to find a road.
Goodness gracious, rolling balls of fire.
All right. Can we have the balls roll towards the entrance
All right.
of where the
They keep rolling and they just keep going, and eventually both balls disappear.
like they get
Oh.
snuffed out, or they just go through
They
a.
just vanish.
Hmm.
And then the old man thinks about it for a second, and he makes a motion, and the ball reappears.
So this could
Nice.
be an
It's
illusion
like,
gate.
yeah.
And
All
so
right.
he snuffs the fire out.
All right. This could probably be the gate.
All right, who wants to go first?
I
Winky charges off, apparently. Cora was going to volunteer, but Winky's already sprinting.
go against
So
that
do you
stone.
walk in, run in, do the
I
Minotaur
jog in.
charge? What do you
I jog in.
do? Okay.
It wasn't
jog
one of the
in.
actions I chose it.
And you're just jogging along, and there's nothing in front of you, and all of a sudden, you smack into a big wooden gate, and you're on fire.
I start running around. I get on the ground and start rolling.
So Winky vanishes for a second, and then reappears rolling on the ground on fire.
Yep, this is how things normally go. We're good.
Hey, Nadep, you may want to put your fireball out. You just set Winky on fire, I think.
Now, I'm assuming he would have put it out when the old man did, because
Oh,
there's
okay.
going to be rolling fire where he can't see it burn and have the joy of watching it burn.
Hmm.
So my question is did the balls of fire catch the gate on fire?
The gate or whatever was there.
Does anyone have like a water hose?
Didn't he just say it was wooden?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a wooden gate, so
So-
it wouldn't be able to be burned.
Anyone have like a hydraulic
who said it
push
was
or water wave or? All right, guys, we're throwing
Are there
snowballs to
tons
put out
and
the fire.
tons of snow lying around you?
Yeah.
Snowball fight.
Snowball fight with our new friends.
Your snow shovel should be able to put the fire out relatively easily.
Okay.
But isn't
You
it
just have to
isn't
step through the illusion.
Cora immune to fire?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and step through and take a look and use the shovel and I'll
Okay.
fight the flames.
You managed to. There was 2 circles of fire on the wood door,
Hmm. Yep, that makes
and you
sense.
put them out relatively easily. The door is really, really old wood, and you're sitting inside of the. You know how when they have a portcullis, the building comes out, and then in a little bit is the door.
Mm-hmm.
You're in that little in part of the building.
Okay. Hopefully no one's gonna drop anything on our heads. No boiling oil or anything.
Acid.
All right. Let the group know it's safe. I want to check for like. I can't really check for traps, but I could check for magical. Well, I mean, there's illusion there. That throw me off. Hatala.
Okay.
Everything is magical at this point.
Yeah, Hatala. Do we just push this door open? What's your advice?
Yeah, you're speaking, but you don't hear anything coming back to you.
All right, I must jump back to the other side. Like, all right, it's safe to come through. We do have closed doors. I want to check if it's safe before we go opening them.
Okay.
All right. So do you step through, Hatala?
Yes.
You notice that the gateway that you're looking at is a simple style that is sealed from the other side. There is no lock.
We're screwed.
What if we set it on fire
We did.
and burn it down? Burn a hole in the wooden door. We could also let Winky loose on it.
No, what we need to do, we need to knock.
Okay.
Knock,
Didn't
knock.
Winky do
Who's
that
there?
with his head?
Maybe.
No, I jogged, so I didn't knock.
We need to do the dun dun
I
dun dun. dun.
And wait
Trick
for
or
the bump,
treat!
Wait for the 2 bits.
Trick or
You
treat.
knock and nothing happens.
Okay.
I'm gonna knock with my
The
hammer.
only thing you can notice, there is a lot of spider webs.
Oh, great.
I don't like spiders.
These spider webs look similar to what we have in our tree.
No, ordinary spider webs.
Okay. Snow spiders? Hmm.
Again, I knock with my hammer.
And nothing happens.
So do you think that
You-
there's just a bar that's been slid on the backside of this? Is there
That's
any?
that's what it looks like. This is a gate large enough for an elephant to walk through.
How are we
gonna-
gonna get through this?
I have a stick. I'm going to pull out a stick.
Are you gonna
I'm gonna
poke
touch
the
it
door
to the
with
gate.
a stick?
It's a special stick.
You are poking a door with a stick.
The lady gave it to me.
Turns out the
Stone
stick
giant
is
lady.
Turns out the stick is a stick, and the stone giant lady is creepy.
All right, nothing happens with the stick.
I mean, if it is, it is.
Hey, why haven't you used a magical item or whatever to detect if the stick is magical, if it's just a normal stick?
We already did that. It is not magical.
Well, I didn't know that because I don't pay attention most of the time.
There's no like keyholes or anything like
No.
that.
This is the kind of gate that the guards would close and keep an eye on.
I can make a keyhole.
We can beat it
What is
down, or we
the-
can try to.
There is about a 1/4 inch gap between the two door halves.
Does anyone have a
I'm-
way of like acid eating through
oh,
the wooden beam
shrink-
or cutting through it? Or...
That's what I
I'm
was thinking.
worried
If I
about
could
breaking it
see
down
through.
let's
because
have
we need
Nita.
to be able to pass through it because it's what keeps us safe.
Let's have Nita
So we don't
shrink
want to destroy
someone.
it too much.
Well,
I have
from
acid
my understanding,
splash.
we are in a stone structure with doors blocking us, correct?
Yes.
So the stone structure would be still blocking the shield. So I think we can. The doors
Guys,
being
Unless
open or
we-
closed or
No,
broken,
I
I don't
have-
think affects
I have.
everything crumbling.
You never know. You've seen us in the past.
Mhm.
All right, watch
I
out for
have-
pits.
I have an idea. If Nita shrinks someone, and then re-goes them by using the gap, and when they get
The gap
through,
is
Alright.
too small for someone shrunk.
really?
That was a decent idea, though.
It was a good idea for a larger gap, like a mouse hole. That would have been perfect.
Aw.
But this gap is only about the size of, say, a sword blade.
Can I fit my hatchet through?
Yeah, can
No,
you?
patch is too thick.
Okay.
Can I fit my dagger through?
Yes.
Can I feel if there's like a one of those like things that a bar that holds it down?
You slide it up and down until it hits something solid on the other side. Right about the
I'm gonna-
midpoint of the door.
I'm gonna push that thing up. The thing up.
It's
with the
extremely heavy.
dagger. Oh crap! If something goes through here, it might break. So I'm gonna stop doing that. So
You're saying we just need more leverage?
or we need to figure out how to get it without breaking the weapon we're using.
Well,
yeah,
I
a
mean,
dagger would not be strong enough to apply much leverage.
I have a 10-foot pole, but I don't know how well that would work.
Wider than a quarter inch.
What about
The
East
katana
Trident?
wouldn't work.
It's wider than a
That's
quarter
too
inch.
wide.
A sword blade is the
Yeah,
only
like
thing that can fit through.
quarter inch is very small.
Yeah, it's smaller than your
Sword
pinky
blade.
fingernail.
Uh,
Okay.
does anyone have a sword that's not weak? Like crap.
I could use my. I'll try my katana. I'm getting like a crouching position to try to like push up with it.
And your katana is magical, right?
Yes.
Okay. Make an athletics check.
Let's do this. Oh, I gotta go to a different screen. Yeah.
You do not seem to be able to get the leverage with your first try.
Can I keep going?
Can I help him?
Try again.
Can I help
not
him?
not with a katana.
Okay.
All right. All right. Reposition my feet. Here we go. Here we go. Deep squats. Oh, the 20.
Hey, I'm.
No.
Hey, let me try.
Ju-
Let me try.
You'd have to reposition the blade some way if you ever wanted to have more than one person assist.
Well,
Alright.
Because the
I
blade's
should.
long
I
enough
think he's
to have
wanting to
someone
do it on
else.
him.
Yeah, I
I
want
think
to see if I
Winky's
can do
wanting
it
to do
by
it by
myself.
himself.
I know, but he had mentioned earlier that he could.
About 2 people.
Winky had asked if he could help.
Oh,
So
Oh,
you
what's
want to let
the?
Winky try with the sword?
Yeah, Wiki could try it real quick. I'm
Yeah,
curious
alright.
about the assist function though. Isn't there like a getting like a
You just
+2 or something?
What do I do to do this?
just do
Athletics.
athletics.
Okay. This one.
Yeah. See. All right. All right. Move
You
back
get
over.
one more try.
No, this worse.
No, no, you're holding it wrong. You don't know how to use a sword. Give it back. Give it back.
And you don't know how to use a hammer.
Look. What if
I turned.
what if you
Are
hold?
the
All right.
elves
Look.
in here with us?
They're watching.
All right. Hatala, you
Okay,
work with
I
them.
turn to them and I say, "This is how things normally go for us. So I hope you are ready to see more of this. You have any ideas?"
I gave it another
No.
go.
I don't feel safe destroying the door.
I agree.
I
That's
get.
why
Completely.
we're not
Because
destroying
if
it.
there is someone on the other side, they won't be happy of us destroying their door.
I just tried.
I
Unlocking it, that's one thing, but destroying it, that's a whole different subject.
I was worried about the magic.
Hey, can
Don't really understand it, so
Charles, is there a way you can get over the gate, over it?
No, this
that
is
you would
part of the
die.
building.
Yeah. I got a
Okay.
32 on the last check.
So you just try to use the sword again?
Yeah.
No, it did not work.
All right. Winky,
Okay,
come on. Me and you, buddy. Me and you. Come on. Look,
Yeah.
you gotta
How do we get?
look. Put your
how do we
foot
get-
over here next to my. Yeah. Put your foot there, and then I'm gonna. All right. We gotta do. Now you
You
squat
don't-
low, and then I'll squat kind of over you, and then
If
we're
you
gonna.
want to have that, you're going to have to pull back so that more of the tip of your sword is on it, and he's pushing on the back side of the blade.
All right. You ready, Winky?
Like he can push with his hammer while you're pulling up.
Okay.
So both of you make it. First, Winky, make your athletics check.
Okay.
All right. Now you make yours, Core.
Can we get another nat 20?
Yeah.
No.
Y'all managed to get the katana to go about halfway through the piece without moving it.
Oh no. Okay.
Okay.
Do we want
Might
to
be
keep cutting
cutting.
it?
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
now wedged
maybe.
Okay. So keep
because the
trying
katana is
to.
not designed to go through a beam of timber.
Yeah.
Do we need to pull it out?
It was wedged.
Maybe if I hit my hammer.
Do
On
doors
the-
open inward or outward? Are the hinges on the outside or the inside?
You don't see hinges.
So one would assume that they're inside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we need a weapon that doesn't cut through it.
Well, the sword's about all we have.
What if we use the other side of the sword? The non-sharp
It
side.
won't fit through the crack.
No, not
No,
for
You
he
the
talking about
wants the
round.
flipping the
blunt
blade
side.
over?
I mean, like turning it around like this.
Well, I would have figured that's possibly how you would have.
But first,
Done
you
it
have
to
to pull
begin
the
with.
sword out of the beam.
Okay, yeah. What if I use my hammer to push the sword down, like down?
You mean pull?
Pull.
No.
Because you can't push down when it's above your head.
Okay. Let's pull it then.
Yeah, let's pull it out.
You
I don't know. We have to roll athletic.
Athletics. Anything that involves you using your muscles is basically athletics.
Well, I didn't do good.
No. Winky
Dude, how
slips
did-
while pulling and falls down on the ground. And
How does-
Core manages to barely pull it out.
How does Core have so much athletics though?
I'm
He's
amazing.
a master at it.
Well,
You're an expert, he's a master.
really? Dang it, my click isn't working.
All right. Ideas, folks. I can keep going with this until you guys come up with ideas.
Can I tell what kind of wood it's made out of?
It appears to be ironwood.
Oh, it is ironwood? Okay.
Well, I can acid splash, but it's like a 6 foot.
we don't want to
So-
destroy the
No,
door.
we don't want to destroy the
That's
door.
what I was saying. I can't pinpoint it
Hey,
onto the beam, even
would
though
I
I can
be-
see it. It's going to be a
Would I
6
be able
foot
to
splash. beam.
fit my handle of my hammer in there?
Too thick.
Hmm.
It has to be the thickness of a blade.
Hey, Nita, can you shrink my hammer for just a little bit?
I don't think that's
Then
going to
it
help.
wouldn't be able to provide the leverage. That wouldn't work.
Hmm.
All right. So we're sticking with the sword method.
Ah, so he's in a drive-through.
It wouldn't cut. It would just get stuck again.
But I mean, once we get
You
it
have already
stuck, we
cut
can
through
try
a good
pushing
portion
up.
of the beam.
What's that?
You have already cut through a good portion of the beam.
Yeah, I mean, we can keep going. Even if it gets stuck, we can try pushing up more.
Or
We
maybe
keep going. Let's keep
push
going.
You
down.
could, yeah, I was about to say you could
I
take
think-
it out, flip
I
the
think our-
sword, and then pull down from the top side.
Yeah,
and
our
go
best
We could
bet
take
is
a
in the middle.
rope, throw the rope over the top of the gate, have it come through the hole, pull it up, and pull the thing up.
There's
But
no
we
gap
can't-
above.
Yeah, we can't get to
Good
the.
idea, though.
Do we have
Yeah.
any rods or anything that animates objects?
No.
All right, I'm going
Y'all
for
left
the.
that at home.
Well, we do have. Well, we did. I guess we left it at home.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently,
Because you gave it to Debbie to keep in the safe.
the thing that makes things turn.
Evil.
It animates objects once per day.
Are you gonna animate? Were you gonna animate the door?
Yeah, animate the door. It's a
We
nice
could have.
door.
Well,
could've
I would
opened up
shoot
for
through
us.
the door
Wait,
and
wait,
get the thingy.
The beam that wouldn't have been able.
Yeah, the beam.
That was the sun rod that did that.
Yeah, but
Alright.
that thing does healing too. So I thought we would have had that.
No, y'all gave it to Debbie because Aratane had it.
Yeah.
Do we want to try what we did back at Payton's hole and just dig underneath it?
No, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna keep going again.
No, I think if we
Winky, are you gonna go with me? I think destroying
Yeah.
this thing.
All right, both y'all make your kind of athletics checks.
I think I had the angle wrong.
need it. Can you fix it if they cut through it?
Not really. Unless they have an extra beam lying around.
All right.
Which odds are, if they're a defensive fortification, they probably would.
I mean,
they probably-
as long
they probably have-
as this is taking, there's either an army behind that door right now, or there's nothing.
Yeah,
Y'all managed to get the sword back where it was, stuck again.
Sweet.
yeah.
All right.
I would assume that they
Now
would have
let's-
several to place up against the door if the crossbeam had cracked of some sort to put more pressure on it.
I want to try to. Let's try to keep pushing up. with the sword and not take it
All
out.
right, Winky.
What?
We're trying to keep going. We got it back into the wood. We want to keep going up with it.
You're gonna try to cut the thing.
All right, and Core. Y'all didn't get it to budge that time.
All right, guys,
Try
we're going to
again.
be here a while. You may want to go ahead and set up camp. Maybe the next 3. Wow.
Wow, we got the same
Wow.
goals, but a different.
I am
goal.
having flashbacks to Bleach right now when they had to go to the gate to get into the thing. Like, this is.
That was an accidental roll, by the way.
Y'all managed to push, and you almost felt like the beam was lifting, but it didn't lift. It's like you're getting close, but not quite enough strength.
Okay.
Hey, let's add another
Really-
person.
It's with the quads. No, we're already pretty tight. You gotta. All right. Yeah. Gotta really like squeeze your glutes and then like really like get in there. All right. Just-
Winky,
Come on. That's good.
all right. That time you felt the beam lifting up. It felt like it got up a good ways, and then it fell back down again.
Oh
You got
no.
really close that time.
Oh no. Come on. We almost got it, guys. Come on, Winky.
Oh,
I didn't do it.
That time you managed to lift it up, and the beam falls down on the other side, taking the sword with it.
Hooah! Got it in
can we
one
open the
try,
door?
guys.
Can we open the door?
The beam's now laying on the ground at the foot of the door.
So can we
Do this
open the door?
dramatic like double push open and like walk through. Like,
Make an athletics check because it's a very heavy door.
Oh, I'm gonna help him.
maybe I should
oh,
just.
Dan.
man. Be
Roll
careful!
for-
Don't trip over the beam on the other side.
Y'all managed to get it to open about 6 inches, and then it hits the beam.
All right.
Can we get through though?
We got 6 inches.
Can you make it through 6 inches?
I know.
Can we
Winky
now
can-
shrink Winky
know
and then
Winky-
Winky can go over
No,
and
Winky
move
can
the.
go through 6 inches, right? Because he's like.
Just use
No.
your pole
Just all right.
that you
My
love so much.
10-foot pole. I have my sword. Just push it with the sword.
You can only push it. How long's your sword?
Thank you. All right, Hatala. I use my 10-foot pole to push the wooden beam as far as I can push it.
Make your athletics check.
Oh my gosh. It's just athletic rolls.
All right, you managed to push the beam about 2 feet away,
Alrighty.
Can we open the door more?
and then it hit something.
Uh-oh.
Oh God.
Uh-oh. All right.
He said.
It's like they planned for this.
All right. Can you see anything in there, Winky?
I'm gonna look through there.
I'm
Can I
guessing
see
it's
anything?
dark in there.
It looks absolutely black. You see absolutely no light.
All right, gents. We're gonna keep going and push this thing open.
No,
Hopefully,
need
it's
it.
not a.
Need it. Need it.
monster.
Come here.
Don't know.
Make
what he-
another roll to push the door further.
Well, before I push it open, I want to just. If
Need
there's
it.
something that will kill us on the other side, avenge me, and then I
Need
push.
it. No, need it. Oh my goodness.
All right, you managed to push it enough that there's room now for people to squeeze through.
All right.
I'm not going in there when it's pitch black.
Light. Can we get an adept to throw the dancing lights?
Or your lantern you have.
I can light the lantern, but it takes time. I would in the split
Okay.
moment, he could
Okay.
have thrown it, but
Yeah,
Normally, Needip likes throwing out his lights, so Needip throws out his lights, and when he does, 4 eggs drop to the ground.
eggs.
Oh, guys, magic is just not going to work well in here.
Okay, that's all right. So I light up my lantern,
Okay,
put it on the end of my
and it's
pole.
still absolutely black.
Ooh.
Can need it see in there.
The lantern light hits almost what looks like a black field, and then there's no light.
Using the pole, can I try to like? I just want to see if it's like a globe of darkness.
Hey, maybe
Stick the lantern
if
in.
you
Yeah, with the
maybe if
Yeah,
you
pole.
it
walk,
disappears into blackness.
Okay.
I'm going to walk in. I'm gonna ask Cole, can you pull the lantern back?
Yeah, pull it back out. We might try to dispel magic.
Is it no,
I don't. I think that
I'm
that's
gonna
kind of. This is beyond that. We could
I'm
try
going to
it,
take
but I think this is beyond that.
can I have the lantern core?
All right, don't break it. It's my only lantern. You know I can't see
Okay,
in the
so
dark.
I take the lantern and I'm gonna go through the door and I'm gonna see if there's anything behind the thing of black.
Okay, so you walk into the blackness and you see nothing, even though you're holding a lantern.
Okay.
It is absolute blackness within.
Hmm.
Standing outside, can I guess how far it would be? Like how big this structure would be
Well, it
based on
depends.
based on a normal
If
gatehouse?
it's just a gatehouse where like this is just a gate
Mm-hmm.
and then it goes in, nothing. But if it's part of a building, you don't know how big the other part of the building is.
Okay.
Can
It
I use
depends.
my
Is this a gatehouse or a fortification?
Mm.
And they specified that this was a gateway, so odds are this is a fortification that travelers went through. Because they didn't want people going into their area for the most part. So odds are this is actually a building where travelers would probably not ever go out further.
I need to readjust the depth here. All right, you guys discuss it while I fix video.
Right now, I don't trust
Did it mess up
magic.
again?
No, it's just the sizing's wrong. I was only getting like your eyes.
hmm.
Yes.
Well, actually, let's take a bio break because I need to. Oh no, actually no. Never mind. Never mind. We don't have to do that.
Charles, how much do I know of the Underdark and maybe spells that can be cast and, globes of darkness and such?
Make a knowledge Arcana check. That's what I was trying to say.
Can I use my mining lore to see if I know anything about the Underdark?
Not really.
Okay.
And you can use your occult check, Akar, if you want to.
Can I do anything? Because I'm still inside of that thing.
No.
Well, you can keep walking, or you can turn around. Or should I say, you can try to turn around.
I'm gonna try to turn around, I guess.
Or
Am I
you could just
stuck in
walk backwards.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk backwards.
Okay, you walk backwards without turning, and you manage to make it successfully back where you were.
Yeah, because if I turned, I would get confused and not know where
Yep.
to go to get out.
Akar, you don't know any specifics, but you do know there are spells that create anti-light, basically, where no light exists inside of it. Not even dark vision pierces.
Nice.
And Patala, you know that most of the spells are fairly short-lived, but it is possible for them to be enchanted into either items or places. Or it could be some kind of contingency spell where the door was open without being unlocked, and so the contingency
Okay.
went off.
Okay, I'll let everybody know that, and that there's a possibility that we could walk as straight as we could, maybe have a line, a rope
Mm-hmm.
that gives us a line, and we could walk straight through it to get out to the other side, because there's probably an end to it. There's also probably an end to the spell time, but I wouldn't know how long that would be.
There might be like a lever or something on the wall. All right,
Well,
I
then we
like the.
can't see, so.
Well, the thought was using your idea, but walking along the wall and
And
kind
seeing if you could find the light switch.
yes.
Well, the beam did hit something, so that might have set off the
Yeah, is
contingency.
can we see what the beam hit? That's a good thing.
You
Good call.
can't see anything.
The beam's in the
Yeah,
darkness.
there's all of it's in darkness. I think that the straight line with rope, careful not to trip over anything, whatever may be the easiest and simplest, Occam's razor choice.
Okay. I
Yeah.
will.
Yeah.
All right. I take out the rope. I'll whoever takes the other end of the rope. Cool. I'm gonna hold on to one side of the rope and I use my pole as kind of like a blind man walking stick and just walk forward into the darkness and see how far I can go.
Okay, how long is your rope? 50 foot?
Yeah, It's
Standard
the
rope?
it's the standard rope.
Okay, so it's 50 foot. So we'll assume you have
Thought you
about
had
40
fancy
feet you can
silk
go.
rope.
Yeah, but it's the same
I
length.
couldn't hear Charles because
Sorry.
We'll assume it's about 40 foot after tying off and people holding and things like that.
How did
You
you
are
get?
walking.
Sorry, Peyton got closer to the video again. There
he
you go.
he
There
did
we
it on
go.
purpose.
He's probably eating. Oh, we're fine. Go ahead, Charles.
All right. After about 20 feet of walking, you have not found light.
I haven't tripped over anything.
No. You're walking straight in the middle.
But he didn't even trip. Did you come across? Did we come across the thing
Beam.
that would have been pushed 10 feet out or whatever where it stopped? The beam. Did we have to step over the beam?
The
You
beam
had to
was
step
touching
over
the
when you went
door.
in.
Yeah,
It's
the
right
beam
at the
was
beginning
touching
of
the
the
door.
darkness.
We haven't got the doors completely open.
I'm
It's
just
still kinda
making
on
sure
the
that it
They-
didn't disappear.
Yeah, let's have another group of people do the check in on the beam while I'm out in the darkness. Can you guys? I'm gonna kind of call out. Can you guys hear me?
They hear you.
All right, just making sure there wasn't a silence thing going on too. Yeah, I still haven't hit anything.
I thought that was a car's job.
Hmm.
I shoot an arrow down the hallway just to see if.
No!
Oh, just checking on you. Yeah, just seeing if you're still there.
How did you
If
hit
there's
me without
anything
even
that you'll
seeing?
be able to hit, it's gonna be core.
Yeah, the rope went slack for a little bit. I got worried.
You want to keep going, Gore?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the as far as the rope will let me.
You travel another 10 feet and you still don't see anything.
All right.
And you're now at the end of the rope and you still don't see anything.
All
Right.
right. We can pull another rope out, tie it to this one.
Yeah.
All right. I'll message Hitala what the game plan
mean,
is. We'll just
I don't-
communicate without
Well,
shouting
you
because I don't
Oh.
necessarily want to shout in this scenario.
And you've got the pole out in front of you?
I do. Yes. My blind man's walking stick.
All right.
There's a
So y'all tie in
pole.
another length of rope and keep going.
Yes.
You pass another 20 feet, another 10 feet without noticing anything, but your pole is no longer touching ground out in the distance.
Ooh, I stopped. Hold on. Let me tap around here.
It looks like you only have about 5 more foot of ground before there's no ground.
Ooh.
Is there anything I can tell about the room?
You can't see anything. It's pitch black.
I feel around with the stick. I try to see how deep the hole is, if it slopes or if it's just a pit or.
Your pole does not touch anything while flailing around.
All right, that's a winky job. All right, I'll message them and let them know about the hole. I'm gonna go.
Can
I
you
guess
make it to the edge of the hole?
yeah, I can't feel the other side of the hole, right, with the pole.
I mean,
No.
All right, so
well,
I'm
then
gonna
don't
go.
use your hands. I'm not trying to say make it all the way to the other cross of the hole. Can you get to the edge of the hole?
On
Maybe
your side.
the
Yeah, I mean,
magic
it's 5 feet
stops
away.
at the hole.
Oh, I
like,
see what you're saying.
You just stick your head out the
Oh
bubble.
yeah, so
and-
I get to like the edge and I kind of go like, stick my head over the edge of the hole.
Nothing happens.
Okay, yeah, I'll let
Dang
her
it.
know that's done. All right, so I'm gonna back up a couple feet and I'm gonna try to.
You're starting to feel very cold.
Oh no. Maybe that's the draft coming up. I'm gonna move to my left to try to get to the wall while still kind of feeling the edge of the hole.
All right. You smash into a wall.
Sweet, found the wall, guys. The hole goes all the way to the wall.
Mhm.
Um. All right.
Is there a wall next to the hole?
Yeah, the whole
Or is it just like cut
a
in half?
chasm.
Like like no walls, no nothing, just like into just open space. You see what I'm saying? Or do the walls continue but the floor's gone?
You feel around.
Yes.
It feels like where the hole is, there is no wall. You feel with your hand or the pole.
The pole.
Okay, it just bounces around. You just feel the brickwork on the side.
If I didn't know any better, I would think this place didn't want anybody to come in here.
Mm-hmm. All right. Ideas. My only idea, guys, is to just work my way back along the wall. What do you guys think? I could just sprint and try to leap over it and just hope for the best.
Yeah,
You
we'll
you
give you a
hadn't.
couple. We'll give you a couple 100 feet of rope just in case. Bungee jump.
Just make sure to secure it tightly around your neck. I mean, across your body.
Oh no. Who has feather fall? Oh no.
I think we
I
should
wouldn't
tie.
use magic in there.
Oh, that's right.
I think we should tie it on the beam.
Just throw the beam down the hole.
Did you guys
He
ever
uses-
figure out what the beam hit?
He uses feather fall and goes straight up into the sky.
No one
Never
else has done
seen
anything
again.
yet.
I thought we had a B team working on the.
We talked about it, but no one ever did anything.
All right, B team.
mean,
what's going on with that?
We can only really
I-
do one thing at a time, y'all.
Yeah, I would be part of B team, and I would start with the right side and kind of fill my hands all the way to.
Do
See
you
if
have
I
a rope
can
attached to
identify.
you, or are you lost now?
Now, are you working on the
Oh, I'm
the
connected
wall,
to
or
the
are you
be-
talking about the beam? 'Cause I thought we were working on the
Hold on.
beam.
A car? What'd you say?
I stepped through, found the beam, and then like walked my hands along the beam to see what it hit on the sides.
Okay.
I'm trying to see if I can identify it with just my hands, because
Yeah, you make it to a wall, and it looks like there's something on the ground that the beam is run into.
like an outcropping from the wall, or like if I identify like a outcropping.
Make a
or is it-
perception check.
With
It's just going to
disadvantage,
be at a
'cause
penalty
can't
because you don't have eyesight.
Yeah.
Did you try tasting it?
lick it, lick
Yeah.
it.
Okay. You are not sure what it is. It may be a chunk of brickwork, or it may be the start of something part of the wall.
Okay.
It could be a
Well,
piece that fell off, or it could be intentional. You don't know.
Okay. Well, I kind of let the people on the other side of the door know.
Does it move? Is there movable parts?
I guess I'm going to, of course, try to move it. Hopefully,
All right, make an athletics check.
hopefully it's not a button of some sort.
Well, we already pressed it. If it is,
True.
It makes the pit a lot bigger, and I fall.
like, or-
All right, you push it to the side, and all of a sudden you're falling downward.
Oh, great. Oh, yeah.
I guess it moved
Yeah. I guess.
because I'm sure he went. Ah!
You hear the sound of a car going.
I'm just gonna hold on to the beam and hope. I'm holding on to the beam, hoping that it like narrows down and the beam kind of just gets wedged.
Eventually, you come to a halt. You've been sliding down a chute.
Oh, interesting. Can I see, or is it still like
Still pitch
absent
black.
of light? Oh, great.
Did the beam go with him?
The beam is smashed into something and stopped, and since you were holding on to it, you're stopped.
Huh.
You're still in the chute, and it's still very vertical.
Awesome. Hey, could somebody drop me a rope? Probably should have done this first.
I hear this weird echo. Rope, rope. Did he not have a rope? I'm sending a message.
That's what I asked him earlier.
That's like step number 1 is rope.
I guess we'll get a rope, toss it down.
Toss it down what?
I'm just gonna throw it out. He asked for a rope. Did you get it?
No.
Pull the rope back, tie Winky off, and then throw Winky towards the sound.
Wait, he's the strong one.
Oh yeah. Tie the rope
Bunch of us
around
weak
Eve
monkeys
and
are up
throw
here
Eve
going,
down
No,
the.
I'm the healer. Don't throw me down there.
You had a problem with the last decision. I mean, you gonna be part of the solution, or you gonna be a part of the problem?
Can a car can you see?
No, it's still black.
He sounds pretty far away.
Oh balls! This place sucks.
I have an idea. What if we close our eyes?
Um,
That's
What if
already
you-
happened.
Does it get darker when we close our eyes?
No, Winky's gonna close his eyes.
We suddenly
and see
realized
that.
every time we blinked, we could actually see.
No.
Aw.
Oh man, that'd be hilarious though.
So what do y'all do?
Well, I want to get a rope to a car.
hey Winky, you
guess
Your
think you
only
can?
chance is to try to drop the rope down whatever he fell down.
Yeah.
So can we
yeah.
tie a small stone off at the end of the rope, and then like just
No
kind
one
of
knows where the hole is.
Watch when he moved to find whatever this was. Oh, the beam went down with him though.
Yep, so there's now no longer a beam to follow.
You're screwed, dude.
So since I can shape stone, can I sense stone and tell?
No.
Nice try though.
No magic stone vision, but that was a good try.
I should have just said I did it and didn't ask.
Hey,
Beg for
well,
forgiveness.
Well,
huh.
I'm gonna call
Need
it. Yeah.
When you go into stone, how do you see? Is it use
I
normal
use
light?
stone
or-
vision.
Oh, the stuff you just
I
talked
don't
about.
know. No.
Technically
I mean-
speaking, he only dimly perceives the world around him.
All the
But
time.
it's still based on his eyesight.
Is this all stone,
Uh.
like what we're walking on top of and everything?
I would assume so. Yeah.
Go down there and get him.
All right.
What's the plan? You guys
We
using
don't
rope?
know.
Are you
This is
did you
not
use some
going
rope?
well.
I'm just gonna take a
We don't
sash
know where
and
it
like
went down.
tie it off around my head so that my lack of
Type
sight.
what off around your head?
Putting a blindfold on so that I don't get some like false perception of where things
Well,
are.
I can't see what you're doing anyway. I'm in the dark. Do whatever
Aren't-
You're
you're
in the
doing.
dark.
Aren't we all?
Are you-
Well,
Yes.
I mean, I imagine we're kind of.
If you,
I thought
You
everyone
have
was
a
on the
door
outside of the
Wait, hold
globe.
on, hold on. Atala, you never said you entered the dark.
Well,
yeah, we're outside of it.
I
in a
was
little
going to, but because we know the beam fell down, I was like, well, I wouldn't have done that. But I also imagined all of us in the dark at the same time too.
But
But
the beam only went about 2 or 3 feet into the darkness.
I wouldn't have known any of that. Well, I
You
guess
were
I would have
watching
known
right
that.
there. You were
Yeah.
trying to figure out if it was locked.
I mean, this is a very visual situation, and there are
Yes.
literally no visuals.
Yes.
Not to mention
Basically,
it's pitch black.
you know that the beam was only about 3 or 4 feet into the darkness, and he went all the way to the right because that's what he said.
Right, and then the beam disappeared, right?
Right. So you should be able to go to the right just within and find the hole if you crept slowly.
So tie this rope off around me. Somebody other than just Winky hold it. And then I'm gonna go and try and slowly rappel down the shaft once I find it.
Sounds great.
So that's what y'all are doing?
Now it is.
Okay.
You guys want me
We
just to
can-
hang out here?
Yeah, it's probably safer.
All right, I'm just not gonna move.
Okay.
I think there's traps everywhere. What? What did he say?
All right.
Am I able to find
Make a
it?
reflex save.
Who?
Need it.
Need it.
Need it. Okay.
Oh, please don't land on me.
I couldn't get that natural 20 from earlier, so
You trip and fall down the hole.
Do his
All
shoes
right.
come off?
just like I meant to.
Do his shoes come off?
Winky, make an athletics check because suddenly the rope is yoinked.
Oh,
Come on, that one.
Well,
I
that would
thought-
kill 3 people right there. Done. This
We have a whole new group of elves to fill out our party with. We're
Yeah,
good.
that's exactly what it
We're
is.
just, we might be upgrading. Let's go.
And Nadab, you've come to a halt, and you are not at a car.
All right, not here yet. Let me down a little lower.
That's the end of the
What?
rope.
Oh, well, tie more rope to the end of it,
You
and
just
then
dropped
lower me down
me.
further. You
I'm
could.
being pulled.
Someone else will have to tie it.
Yeah,
to the
Winky
end.
has to hold the rope. Someone else has to tie it.
Hatala or
Well, you don't feel confident in your knot tying skills, Eve?
you just seem like you could tie knots. I'm just saying. I mean,
Yeah,
I
but
can
you,
tie
but
knots.
but
I thought
didn't
you were a
I'm
like?
gonna
sailor.
tie the knot.
Yeah, I was about to say,
I-
didn't you sail on boats and
I'm gonna
stuff?
tie the knot. I'm tying the knot. I'm tying the knot. I'm tying the knot.
Yes, you tie an extremely good knot because you know how.
I was about to say.
There you
Nita,
go.
what'd you eat for lunch today? Oh, my goodness.
All right. You've got another 50 feet to lower him now, Winky, so you can start lowering him.
I'm gonna start lowering him.
All right. After about half of the rope is used up, you have found a car. Or the beam, at least. 'Cause
Yep,
you
you
basically hit it with your head.
found
Okay.
a car.
I'm gonna feel around and see what I see, or feel what I feel.
See what I see with my hands.
You suddenly
you
feel
feel
something
sad.
cold, metal, and sharp.
Is this an arrow or
It's a
I'm a
sword.
knock? I'm a like knock on it.
It's a sword.
It's a metallic twing.
It's a sword.
The
A
katana's
car.
still in the beam.
Oh, hey, I
No one ever
found your
bothered to
sword.
pull it out.
So I'm going to pull the katana out of the beam and
Make
pocket
an
it.
athletics check.
All right, cool.
You can't pocket.
Wait. Tie me off first, in case when you pull it out, it breaks
I'm
it in half.
I'm sorry, it's too late. I already said I was doing it.
Okay, it does not come out.
Can I? All right. Oh,
Okay.
hey, Akar, let me tie you off first, just in case this shifts.
That sounds like I should have thought of that, right?
All right. And, hey, and tell you what, if you'll help me pull the sword out.
Don't you mean you take a car's rope and tie his rope to you because you don't have any more rope?
Yeah.
Yeah.
mhm,
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. All right, and then I'm gonna try and pull the katana out again.
Hey, Hatala, how's the B team
All
doing?
right. You manage to pull the katana out, and the beam starts falling
A
again.
whole lot better than you.
All right.
All right,
You
Winky,
did?
make an athletics check because suddenly you're now supporting a car too.
Oh, great. Thanks, guys.
Saw that one.
Oh.
Nita, I'm gonna kill you if I.
Do any of these elves want to help us? They're just...
All
I
right,
think they're
Winky,
enjoying the
you
show.
managed to catch yourself, but you are now about 3 feet into the darkness.
Oh, we lost him.
Me? Oh crap.
They're all dead. Let's turn around and leave. Is that what it is?
Hatala?
Can I try to back up?
Hold on. Right now, Hatala and Eve are the only ones standing there with the 4 elves that are just looking at you like, what are y'all doing?
I told you
know.
this
You
is how
say
it
this
goes.
is normal?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. This is how we figure things out. It's our process. Don't knock it.
Wow, I don't know how
We're
Carl-
not there.
You hear from the echo inside the darkness.
It's our process.
You couldn't even find the gate.
Oh man.
All right, so what do you do?
We're just gonna hang in here.
No, I'm gonna start trying to pull them back, and because if I go backwards, I should be able to get out of the dark.
You hope.
Yeah.
Make an athletics check.
Please.
Are there handholds or anything, or is it fairly smooth in the shaft?
It is very smooth.
Yeah. I didn't ask that because he said it was like a chute. And I was like, yeah.
It's an angled chute for dropping things away.
Oh,
Winky, you have backed yourself into a corner somehow.
What?
can I tell what the
And y'all
shaft
moved
is
about
made?
3 feet.
3 feet up.
Yeah.
Now, a car is how far down below me since he's tied off?
I'm assuming he tied off at the distance he was from you, so he's only probably about 4 or 5 feet away.
Yeah,
Okay.
I wouldn't have added more
I
than
don't think he
needed
would have
to.
put a full 50-foot length between the two of you.
Yeah.
Kick him down the shaft a
I
little
would have
further.
I would have tied enough to where like if we had to climb ourselves up, like rappel up, we wouldn't get in each other's way.
Winky, are you okay?
I don't know. I think I might be dead.
Try to follow our voices.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna just talk.
Booga
and you
booga
follow-
boo.
Okay, Hatala, thank you for that.
Winky, you are in a corner, completely wedged in. You're backed into a corner.
This is great.
Can I start like jabbing the katana into the side of the stone wall to try and like
No,
get some-
not. Stop doing some stupid stuff.
Yeah, don't you're
You
knocking
can't
rocks
see,
on
so
me.
you may accidentally hit the rope.
Yeah, and then you'll both
That'll make it
fall.
fun.
Magical katana, it would just slice through it instantly.
Winky,
I maintain my
Winky
tools.
just has no weight. No weight is pulling, and he's like, "What happened?"
Just keep pulling them up, Winky.
I can't. I'm in a corner.
But you have arms that
You can pull the
do
rope.
like
Yeah, that never changed.
Fine. I'll
You
pull.
originally tried to back up. That was the
I
difference.
pulled the rope. I pulled the rope.
Athletics check. All right, you managed to pull about 10 feet of rope up.
Okay, I'm gonna keep pulling.
You pull another 10 feet up. Y'all are moving up at a fairly good speed now. And another 10 feet. And another 10 feet. And Neetup, your head has hit the corner.
Ow.
Monkey just keep trying to pull it. Do anything.
It just keeps slamming my head into the corner.
Just keeps yanking.
What? Why is it? No.
So as you're pulling, you hear Neetup go, ow.
Nita, what are you doing?
Ow.
Nita, I need you to feel around to see if you, so I can pull you.
Okay. I'm gonna feel around and
You
I
can
guess
see-
look
you
for
can
the
feel
lip.
the top of the chute.
All right. I'm gonna try and like lift myself up as he's pulling.
All right. Both of you make athletic checks.
Nat 1, here we go. Ah!
Oh!
Hey! You managed to climb out and pull a car with you.
Cool.
Whew, thanks guys. That was interesting.
I'm gonna
All right, you're all
ask.
standing on solid ground again.
Oh no, I'm laying down. I'm flat on my belly, like I'm just feeling around. It's
Y'all
like
see absolutely nothing.
I'm not taking
I'm
that chance again.
I'm gonna tell them. I'm gonna keep pulling towards me. So. Yeah.
Okay, so you pull everyone to you.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Who's holding Core's rope?
Nobody.
Winky's holding no.
I guess me and Hatala.
You
would
muted
take
yourself,
it.
Hatala.
Car's been dead
I've had his rope.
this whole time.
Wait, I'm messaging. Was no? Someone didn't have my rope. What?
No. Winky had your rope, and we had just stuff's happening.
Yeah, I got pulled down
Okay.
because of a stupid.
B team's okay.
Eh,
I thought you were B team.
This whole time, Core's going crazy because it's like hearing echoes.
Just-
like, what
yeah.
is going on? Like,
Ah!
am I going crazy? Is someone talking in my head?
Get a
again?
rope.
So what do y'all do? Two
I'm
of you are
looking-
standing outside, and everyone else is in the darkness.
I'm looking for the edge of the door, like to go back back to where Hatala and Eve are.
I'd like
Make
So
to.
a
like
perception
trying to find the door to go back in.
Okay, you're feeling around, and you feel a rope.
well, this thing either goes one way.
Cut it.
I'm gonna kind of lightly,
Cut it.
kind of lightly pull on the rope, and like it's like, which one of y'all felt that, Core or Hatala? Like
Y'all
pull from
both
one
feel it.
direction.
That's Core's rope.
I'm just gonna follow Hatala's voice.
Using the
Boogaloo
rope as a
sugar.
guide.
Yeah.
All right, you managed to step out of the darkness.
Woo, man, that was fun. Y'all guys want to try that?
I'm gonna follow the rope that's tied to a car so that I can also leave the darkness.
All right.
Then once he gets in, he cuts his rope, and Winky's stuck in the door.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna follow them. I'm gonna follow him.
Oh
You
my
managed to
goodness!
all get out of the darkness, except for Core. He's still on the other end of the tunnel,
Just in.
or whatever
Pull
it is on
Core.
that side.
So let's tie all of our rope to the end of his rope and just keep lowering him down and listen for any kind of reaction.
I mean, we haven't checked the walls out yet.
We don't need to. We've got you dangling down in a hole. We
I'm
can
not
just
in
keep
a
lowering
hole.
you
I'm
down.
just standing there.
Well, I mean, there's a big hole on one side of the wall, so you know.
So I want to check out the walls as my first step. So going back towards the way I came, because I know there's a
Okay.
hole on one side and I have a wall. I guess I'm gonna fill the wall and use my stick to kind of guide myself forward and just kind of walk along the wall, looking for switches or
about-
anything.
10, 15 feet, you feel a doorway.
Hey, I'll let them know. I got something here, guys. All right.
Wait,
There's
Is
a
it
door.
another hole?
Can I find the? Is there a door handle? Can I see if it's locked?
It does not appear to be locked.
All right, I'm going through this thing. I'm gonna die, but I'm going through.
From the
Alright, you open the
experience
door.
I just had, I'm gonna hold on to his rope as well, just in case.
Yeah,
Like,
I'll make sure to
"Yay!"
message them and let them know I've got a doorway.
All right, you open up the door and you're still in darkness.
Still in darkness. All right. I swing the stick around inside, trying to see if there's any desk or
And you can
anything.
hear the stick smacking into things.
There's like vases falling over.
All right, yeah, I just want to, I guess, blindly feel around. Hopefully this is like a guard's room or something that like, there's like a switch or a lever. That's my whole. That's hopefully my answer is to find a
Alright.
lever to shut stuff off.
You move into the room and you trip over something and fall down on your face.
Oh no.
Wrong lever.
You stick, you've let me down. All right, I reached back to see what it was. Hopefully not a dead body.
It's a knocked over chair.
Okay.
See, you knocked the chair over. That's why.
Mhm. Cool. Now I have two sticks. I have my pole and I've got a chair to hold out like a lion tamer. I can kind of. All right. Yeah, I'll just keep searching. Keep investigating around.
All right,
Alright,
you keep knocking things over.
Sweet. You guys just hear.
And occasionally you stumble into things.
Yeah.
It appears
You
to be a
alright?
bedroom of some kind.
Okay.
You think by this point you've broken at least 3 or 4 plates and a couple glasses.
Okay. Do I feel pretty
And there are
certain
forks
that?
scattered across the floor.
All right. Do I feel pretty certain there's no levers or anything in here? That's just like
No.
a guard's room or a bedroom or something.
It's
Okay.
just a room.
All right. I'm gonna. Did I find the? Like I felt like all the walls all the way around that it's just this is the end of it. There's no other doors or anything.
Yeah.
All right. So I work my way back out and then I follow the wall back down again,
Okay.
kind of filling in
Find
front of me
another
again.
door.
Let's do this again. Same process.
Okay. You open up the door, swing your pole around, breaking more things as you go.
All right. Let's investigate. Let's just break everything.
Hope
Okay.
it's not valuable.
It's almost identical to the last room.
All right.
Except for this time you tripped over a small ottoman next to a chair.
Okay. No giant bag of gold or anything, right? Or platinum.
Not that you noticed.
All right.
Darn barbarians.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you said Ottoman. My bad.
All right, yeah. Once I feel pretty good at certain about that room, I'll work my way back out and back down the wall.
All right, you find another room.
We know the process.
This one smells very musty.
Interesting. Does it
And your pole keeps hitting wooden things all over it.
like shelves?
You don't know.
Hmm.
You don't have much room to swing your pole around in here.
Maybe
Is
is
it
it?
a janitor's closet?
Yeah, I was like, maybe it's a janitor's closet or like a storage room. Uh, yeah, I'll feel around some more. Hopefully I don't.
You can feel wooden panels,
No.
almost like a little hallway.
So there's like no back end of it, right?
Not that you found yet.
All right, I'll message the group or Hatala and like, hey, I've got a hallway.
But it's very tight. It's only room for two people to stand side by side, squeezed together.
I don't know if Nadep's gonna be able to fit.
Didn't think
Ha
that
ha
big.
ha ha.
You feel that one section of the paneling can swing inward.
Ooh, let's push on it. See
All right, it swings in.
what do I see?
Nothing. It's pitch black.
Yes. Um. So now is this a hallway and then paneling swung open on one of the walls?
Down the sides, there's areas that you can push on.
Okay. I want to kind of. I guess I'll pause and hold my position and see if there's someone else that wants to come with me. No takers. All right, I'm
I don't
doing
want
this
to hang
by
out.
myself.
I'll
go with you.
go.
I don't want to hang out with these losers.
Uh,
I mean, I was holding the rope, but
Yeah, are we still tied together? just pull. I'll just pull.
No one has said you didn't untie yourself, so
There you go.
well,
So
I
I'll
mean, yeah,
I'll just pull a car with me as we go to help.
yeah, that's
Core.
fine with me.
okay. So you just follow the rope until you get to him.
Yep.
All right. Y'all get to him, and you find him inside this little hallway. It's very tight corners.
Dang, we're in a tight spot.
Oh no, I mean it's fine for me. I don't, it's not too bad.
And it is a very musty smell in here.
Dude, Core,
Is that
you gotta wash behind your ears and your butt crack, like both of those every time.
I mean, you haven't really even been in here that long. Like,
I mean, and it's stinking up the whole room.
why are you sniffing up on me?
I'm not. It just smells that bad.
Are you talking about the musky scent? That's been here. That's from the other guy.
Blame it on somebody else. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, so you guys want to check out this? There's an opening here in the paneling. Do you want to go through there?
Sure.
sure.
All right, wait.
I'm
Are
gonna
you
I'm
guys
gonna
still
check the
tied off? I
traps.
can't see anything. You still tied off?
I think
To
so.
each other only.
I give the rope a big yank.
All right, I'm gonna hold the other end of your rope, so you guys can go explore.
Who goes first?
Well, car would be at the other end of the rope, right?
Yeah, so Nita would be going first then.
Yep, I'll go first.
All right. You push in the little panel and follow in.
Sure.
All right. You take about 2 big steps and you fall down your foot in a hole.
Like I've tumbled over into a hole.
No, your foot is in a hole, but your other foot's still on the ground. You're now at a very bad angle and it kind of hurts a little bit.
Okay. I'd like to stop moving and say, hey, I've stepped in something, and reach down by my foot and see if I can remove my foot from said hole.
Okay. You're up to your thigh in the hole.
Yeah, I know. We're short.
Are you guys using walking sticks to feel?
No, here, hand me yours.
No, I got my.
When you stuck your hand down, you grabbed something wet and mushy.
I'm going to grab a handful of it, turn to a car, and say, hey, what's this? And like hold my hand out and see if he'll grab my hand.
He can't see your hand out though.
What's what?
Man, it's probably a dead freaking body.
Can I hear where he just spoke from?
From way far away, you can kind of hear him say that a little bit.
What'd you say?
What's what?
I'm going to chunk whatever's in my hand in his general direction.
All right, let's see. You missed, and there's a splat on the wall somewhere.
Did you hear that hit?
Did you just throw something at me?
I was throwing it to you. Did you hear it?
Yeah.
Are you
All
throwing
right,
your poo around?
all right. I'm gonna reach down and get another handful and throw it again.
Oh God. What are you trying to get me to do exactly?
I
Why
just
are
wanted
you
to see if you
throwing-
could identify what this is. I'm gonna throw
There's
it at
another
him.
spot on the wall somewhere.
Can I like throw it at like a horizontal, like try and like hit everything in a line as I throw it, instead of
It's
like
not that
trying
way.
to. Oh, okay. Does this smell like the source of the mustiness?
It does.
No. Okay, Core. I'm sorry. It wasn't you that stunk. It was this, and I'm gonna throw a handful back towards him when he responds.
I'm not even in the same room as you.
I'll pull the rope until you are. That worked.
Splats again somewhere.
All right.
Are you going
I think I
forward?
stepped
What are
in
you
a-
doing?
I think I'm gonna pull my thigh out of this toilet and keep moving.
All right, you're at the back of the room.
All right.
It's a tiny little cubby,
Like an outhouse cubby.
like an in-house cubby.
Yeah. I'm going to back up slowly until I get to a car, and then I'm gonna like turn him around and say, "Hey, there's nothing in here," and then wipe my hand on his cloak.
What are you doing back there?
Oh, God.
Nothing. Just pat him on the back.
Oh God.
Tyler, why did you send these two?
We volunteered. We're a team.
So
All right.
Hala and Eve are still just standing there.
All right, I'm gonna use my walking stick and I'm gonna keep on going down. If Nadep has relayed this information appropriately, I'm assuming these panels are all gonna be outhouse doors. Your test did not work.
Slash goes first.
Yeah, slash.
D&D, opening doors and playing in toilets.
You find that there is a total of about 6 of them.
And that's
Doors
the
and
end of
doo-doo.
the hallway?
Mm-hmm. 3 on one side, 3 on the other.
All right, Nadep, need you to check each one. All right.
I'm a team player still because I have no idea what this stuff is, but I'm pretty sure as soon as I figure it out, I'm not going to be happy.
All right.
Can I at least borrow your pole?
All right. No, I'll lead the way back out. I think this is just yeah.
Are we going to get back to the light, or are we just
You
going
know-
back to the
We're
dark
gonna
room?
go out of the hallway back to the room we were in before, and then keep following the wall along while using the stick to kind of tap along the ground. I don't
Is
wanna
there any
fall-
kind of like engraving on the door or like signage or anything?
like a
No,
quarter
not that you can
moon?
find. Nothing you can find.
Can I reach higher than him and see? I'll reach the top shelf for him. Just kind of.
Thank you.
As
Alright.
y'all travel back, you find another doorway.
Sweet. Watch this, guys. And then I repeat my process of going in and
Smashing a
smashing
bunch
it.
of things with your
Yeah.
stick.
Oh, all that ruckus that was you. Oh, okay.
It's
That makes
another.
more
It looks like another bedroom.
Yep, this is bedroom. Pretty sure there's a gold bag in here somewhere. I just can't find them.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Do you want me to check the other side while we're checking this side?
We can just go along. I feel like we're most of the way back at this
You
point.
trip and hit something dry and very crunchy
Ooh.
as you were coming out of that room.
I'm gonna feel around with my hand because that seems appropriate. Let's do it.
You can feel tatters of cloth.
I want to feel around, like around the pocket areas. If I'm assuming this is a humanoid of some sort, of some kind of dead body, looking for keys or any kind of books or armor or anything. Yeah, just a general investigation. But
You don't
Maybe-
find anything, but it definitely does appear that it might have at one time been a body.
All
It's
right.
been around so long that it's mostly dry dust. It crumbles every time you touch anywhere.
Dang it. Okay. Uh, I want to pick up the skull of it. I don't know if it has a helmet or anything.
You can find the skull.
All right. I'm gonna. Um. All right. There. I feel pretty reasonable throughout the rest of the room. I'll go ahead and leave, and I'm going to stow the head in the bag
Okay.
so we can check it out later. Probably going to be humanoid, hopefully. But all right, then just keep working their way down the
All right.
wall
You are back to the entrance.
so I can see light again.
Once you step out,
Ah, it's
you can
too
feel the doors, but you feel.
it's so bright. All right, I'll go back out, work my way out.
All right. So everybody's back in the light again.
Yay! I take the skull out of the bag.
Okay.
Found this person.
It is a goblinoid skull of some kind.
Goblinoid. Interesting.
But the markers on it look slightly wrong, like it might be a half.
Okay. Interesting. Does anyone want to bury this skull? If not, I'm just gonna put it into the darkness and just move on.
Was there more to it? Is that all the remains?
There's a whole body. It was all falling apart though. I figured I'd bring the skull to at least try to identify it.
I'd say let's leave that here for now until we can get the rest of its body
Alright.
back together before we bury it.
All right, so
Poor
here-
Well,
York.
there is a really large hole over there, so
a whole
I mean,
cool. I was about to say let's review what we know so far. When I went as far out as I could, there's a giant cliff that just goes down. I don't know what's at the bottom of it. Couldn't feel the far side or anything with my pole. Working our way back, there's several bedrooms. There's I think Nadep, what's on your hand?
As we come into the light, I'm pretty sure I'm following a car. So the first thing I'll notice is what's on his back.
It's
And-
musty and grayish in color, and you think at one point in time it may have been poo, but you're not certain because it's been way too long. It's mostly broken down into organic soil.
I'm just gonna kind of look at my hand and go, huh, like flick it off.
What's the matter? You don't like dirt?
I
Slimy
like
dirt.
stone. Yeah, I
Oh.
like stone.
Okay. So probably found bathrooms. We can work our way down the side of the wall. I didn't feel any switches or anything. So options are to, I guess, search out the other side of the wall. We could try to go down this hole that you guys found, or we could try to go over the edge of this cliff. Or we could just try to jump as far as we can.
A car did the hole seem to have somewhere to go?
It was really, really deep. I stopped on the beam, so it kept going pretty vertically downward.
So the
From
beam
what I can
stopped on
tell.
something, or did the beam get wedged in the hole?
I don't know. I just know that I was holding on to the beam, and then I stopped moving. So I'm assuming that that's probably what happened.
I mean, we don't know how far that
But-
goes down.
So were you
But
like two
I
feet
could
off the
feel-
ground the whole time and never touched the ground, or?
well, I mean, it's possible because I can't see anything. And
When
my
the
legs
beam
aren't that
fell
long.
after he removed the sword, the beam crashed down further and further. You didn't hear it
Oh,
stop.
okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I don't feel like that's a good option. I think we need to at least check the wall on the other side. Well, y'all can check it. Eve and I are. She's checking over my
Just-
disguise while we're holding ropes here or something. I
Just
don't
go
know.
and due diligence. Elves, do you guys have any? And I apologize for just calling you elves. Do you have actual names, or just saying?
Yo, elves.
I mean,
I
I'm
don't
pretty
wanna- I
sure
don't
it'd
wanna
be the
be
same
rude.
other way around.
Yeah, just if there's any
The
ideas you'd
female
like to
one
throw.
steps forward and says, "You can just call us Drax, Drin, Danar, and Dana."
Drax,
Which
Jin,
one's which?
Raynor,
Does
and-
everybody
Doesn't
have a
really
name that
matter.
starts with
They
a
all
D?
look the same.
Oh
Are
hey,
you-
Court. By the
We're
way,
not allowed to give you our real names, so you can call us that.
We'll call you the D's.
Or we
We're
could.
D-
Or
we are D Squad.
All right, Douglas.
Y'all are a little crazy too.
oh
Just
hey,
D's
Court.
nuts.
You might want to ask Nadef about your sword. I think he pocketed it.
Oh, my
You did
sword.
get your sword back. Yeah.
You got my sword back. Thank you for giving my sword back.
You
Huh?
won't even be
I
able
just-
to
sorry,
hide it anyway.
I
I
wasn't
just-
paying attention. What were you talking about?
Just stare at Nadep.
It's time to do the thing.
I mentioned the sword,
What sword?
the one that was in the beam. You don't remember?
Yeah, it's sad that it fell all the way down the shaft.
Oh, I thought you got it. That's
No.
what we were doing,
No.
right?
What are you talking about?
Actually, he's still holding it in his other hand because he never said he put it away. Actually,
Oh,
He's
definitely.
trying to swing around with it.
Yeah.
It'll
He's
probably
like,
be,
I didn't get it.
Can I step into the darkness so now they can't see that I have the sword?
Just have like
Hold on.
one hand,
Hold on.
one hand in the
The whole
darkness.
time
like,
he's
what
throwing
sword?
poo, he's been holding a sword in the other hand.
Yep. hmm Slinging and slicing.
Oh god.
He's been slicing people and throwing foot.
Oh, this back scratcher I found down in the hole. Yeah, it looks a little bit like a katana.
I don't think it will work
Yeah.
as a catcher.
I will reluctantly hand
You
Core
can't even
his
use it because
katana.
it's made of metal.
Yeah, I know.
I think,
That's fine.
The test failed.
Oh,
did
there.
you- Intimidating glare.
Yeah, I did that like 5 minutes ago. When I was just staring at you.
Test.
Yeah, I was like, why is this thing not working?
Oh.
I only put test in one time, by the way.
I guess it follows announcement rules.
Releasing triplicate.
So what do I do
Yeah.
now?
Well, I'm gonna suggest going the right side, but skip the part that was where the beam would be close to the wall because there's a hole there.
All right, so
Just-
we're gonna. All right, so we checked
Probably,
together.
probably should walk
going?
in about
Who's
5 or
going
6
with me
feet.
this time?
I'm pretty sure you might want to pick.
All right, I just head off into the darkness.
Select your team.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
As long as there's someone here that can hold the rope,
I'll hold the rope.
strong
Talk
enough
to
to hold the
you.
rope.
As soon
I'll
as he
hold the
walks in the
rope.
darkness, I'll drop the rope.
I hold the rope.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna untie from the depth while we're on that.
Yeah,
subject.
I let go of their rope. I'm not holding them anymore. I just have my rope.
You can say Core's going in by himself again.
No one's volunteering to go with me. I just keep on going.
You got
I
this.
mean,
Let's
there's
go.
no real
You're the
point
one- you're-
to having several people.
Yeah, you're the one.
Yeah,
with the
there
pole.
was. Look
How
how
did it
clean
help?
my hand. Look how clean my hands are.
Look how messy everyone else is.
It was
As I
helpful,
look at
wasn't it,
Meetup
for
and-
me? It was very helpful for me.
I guess that was helpful for you.
All right. I go, hand on the wall, tapping along with my stick.
Okay. You
Tap,
find the
tap,
chute.
tapping along.
All right. How?
Hey.
Yeah, I'm gonna go around the chute.
What if you like
It's
to
basically a 5x5 opening.
Okay.
Wait, am I getting pulled down again?
No, I did not go into the chute. I went
Oh.
around it.
Okay. You travel down the wall a bit and you find a door.
All right. We got our process.
All right, you go in, and this time there's a lot more breaking than usual.
Yes, let's do this. All right. I want to
Like,
feel
all that
some of
is
these,
priceless
some of
stuff.
this stuff that's fallen over.
It is lots of plates and cups.
All right. I want to.
And occasionally a metal pot.
Do the plates feel like they are porcelain, or do they feel like they're wood, or ironwood, or metal?
They're really some kind of stoneware of some kind, but it's really breakable.
Okay.
They're shattering things all over the room
Nice.
Jeez.
because you're
Yeah.
just swinging the 10-foot pole around in there.
Yep. Yep. All right. I'm going to stop swinging the pole, and I'm gonna tap along the ground and just kind of feel around the whole room. I'm thinking it's still the kitchen area, or at least a
Yeah.
banquet area.
You keep finding more things related to cooking and eating.
Okay. No other doors, no other exits.
It's hard to tell really with this room. There's so much breakable stuff that you're having trouble moving around.
All right. Um, yeah, I just do a big job of just breaking everything so that that's all they hear back there is stuff falling over, cracking, breaking.
I look at Winky. It's like, should we pull him back or keep him around?
No, this is why he went alone.
Okay.
All right, if I can, all right, I will work my way back towards the door that I I feel along the rope to work my way back to the door, and then get
All
out,
right.
and then
You're
work
back
my
at the
way
door, and you're back in the hallway.
back down keep following the wall.
All right, a little further, you find another door.
All right, let's go in and tip tap on the ground to
All right,
find
this
something.
time you almost trip immediately.
Oh no, is there a hole in the ground?
There's a bunch of chairs.
Dude, you tripping?
All right. Um, are there tables? Lots of tables
Yes.
filling around. All right, thinking this may be where they ate. Uh, do they keep me from following the wall all the way around, just to kind of make a lap inside the room?
There are chairs and tables up against the walls too.
All right, I don't want to get my rope caught on anything, so I think I know what this is all about. So I'll go back out of this room and then follow the wall down more.
All right, you find another room.
All right, let's go in this room.
This room is a bit larger and more wide open, but you can still hear the sound of your pole thunking into furniture.
Can I feel on the furniture, see what kind of furniture it is?
You keep finding bunk beds.
Okay. I want to just pause and say, lights on or darkness off. And then if nothing happens, then I want to try in the ancient language or approximation of it to say lights on or darkness off.
Nothing happens.
Okay. I'm just gonna say Darius sucks and then keep on going.
Try clapping.
At some point, I'm going to have to make that actually do something for a different reason, just because.
Yeah. All right. All right. So probably the bedroom or bunk room, the barracks area. All right. Go back out of this room. There's no weapons or anything. No bodies. No. All right. Whew, I feel like I'm blind here. All right. I'm gonna go walk my way down the next wall.
All right, and you find the hole again.
The edge of the
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll message them back. Hey, I found the edge of the cliff again. There was a kitchen, dining room, and barracks room, and I'm at the edge of the cliff again.
Well, I guess we're down to run and jump now, huh?
Are you doing it?
Well, hey, do Winky's little thing. Throw something down in that hole.
All
Not
right.
the chute, the hole.
I work my way back to the dining room, get a chair, and then go back and chuck a chair down there.
All right.
Nice.
The chair, you can hear it bouncing off stonework before it slaps into something sloppy.
Sloppy.
Oh God.
Mm.
Ugh.
Loud.
Yeah, all I got was a. Any other ideas?
That sounds not like something we want to get into. I got nothing. I'm like tapped out right now.
All right. Anybody else? Winky, Eve, Akar.
Tie off, run and jump. That's all I can think of.
That just sounds like a bad idea. Especially running and jumping. He doesn't know where.
All right. Here's what I want to do.
Here slams into a wall.
No, I'm gonna go. I go back to the dining room. I get another chair and I chunk the chair as far as I can out where I would be leaping if I were to leap.
It shatters against something hard and wooden.
Can I, from the sound, can I tell how far away it was?
Not really, but your best guess would be somewhere between 10 to 20 feet.
Okay. When it smashed, did it fall down into the hole also?
And then made a.
Okay. Mm,
I got an
and
idea.
the wall. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow the rope to where Core's at, and I'm just gonna shoot into the darkness. See if I hear a kathunk on the other side, maybe a wall or something that
Well,
we could use.
He just threw a chair into the wall over there.
I'm gonna shoot an arrow. See, because it
Okay.
still failed.
I was
It
like,
still
hey,
failed. Like if we hear
Core,
like a
duck.
wait, wait. Well, let's say a car.
I'm gonna.
A car. Make sure you don't. Make sure you're not grabbing your spell arrow. Make sure it's just a
Oh.
normal arrow. I know it's dark.
I walk back into the light and grab the right arrow. Just go ahead and knock it already. It's like that's a good thought. Good job.
That's the smartest thing you've thought of yet. So where do you shoot? Straight to the side?
well, first off, I'm gonna, when I get the core, I'm gonna make sure he's behind me before I shoot.
I'm in a safe spot.
And then I guess I would do a normal draw, like I would, and just try to shoot as level as I can and see if I can hit a wall or something.
Turns out the
As
arrow
level
hits
as you
the wall
can,
and
it thunks into wood, and you feel really cold with your hand that was shooting the bow.
Like the front hand that was holding the bow. Interesting. Man, my hand got cold.
Oh yeah, I thought that too. Hey, Atala, can you mention to those to like Drax or one of the Douglas or whoever? Can you let them know that we've got like some really cold air over here at the edge of this cliff? I don't know if it's from the Underdark or if it's part of their cold thing.
Hey,
I'm gonna turn to the D's and I'm gonna they said this cold in there.
Hey, maybe the cold is another one of
all
those.
4 of them sprint in.
So what do you say?
I said there's a pit, something squishy on the bottom, and it's cold over it.
Could be some kind of localized cold effect. Or it could just be it's outside of whatever's making us feel warm in here, because it's hot in here. As soon as we stepped into that illusion, we were no longer cold and there's no snow on the ground.
Oh, so that could be actual proper temperature. Is the squishy thing just snow?
Is that what you're messaging me?
Yes.
Maybe.
We don't know.
Without eyesight, it'd be almost impossible to tell.
All right, how much rope do you guys have me tied off? You can lower me down the edge.
Did you try light, like past the walkway?
Yeah, I stuck my head out over the edge.
No, like did you turn your light on out there?
Well,
even if they went out there, yeah, we can't see past it because they can't see where we are, where there is light.
All right, Akar, you have your
even if they
rope
put,
on you?
You're at the pit. You're at the pit, and you turn on the light. Have you tried that?
Yes.
Where
we're still in the absence of light. Like even
my lantern.
Well, no, you haven't tried the lantern there. No.
I'll make sure the lantern's on. I still feel the heat because I know I lit it previously.
Yeah, you never said you put it out.
Yeah. Yep, I still feel the warmth of my lantern. So. All right, Akar, do you still have your rope?
Doesn't your lantern not produce heat?
No, it's just a regular lantern.
Okay, because I thought you had that one that was like the.
No, he got a non-magical one.
Yeah, it was just a.
Okay.
All right, so Akar, we tie you off, and I can lower you down to see if that's snow down there. That's the hypothesis we got going. Did it seem like it was far enough where we can use one rope?
Last time I had a hypothesis and a car was involved, he fell down a hole. So
Well,
I
well,
mean, I've already fell down one hole today. I'd like to save that trauma for, so nobody else. I'll
doing
go.
it on purpose this time.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So you tie him off and lower him down?
Yes.
Okay, as you're lowering him down, you start hearing sounds from below.
oh god, it's dead bodies.
Sounds like something's moving and making squelchy noises.
Car, is that you?
That's not me. Um,
Can you see
I'm
yet?
gonna. Can
Still
I
don't
see
see
it?
anything.
Would I
And you
be
hear
able
a
to
growl.
identify how close is said growl?
It's underneath
I'm
you.
get.
You're
I'm
being
getting
lowered
nervous
towards
now.
it.
Stop.
Okay, I stop lowering you. Yeah.
I go ahead.
And now you hear more growling and there's a howl.
I think there's wolves down here, or some type of predatory beast.
And
Like a
now there's
chicken?
more, it sounds like there's 3 or 4 things down there.
Oh gosh.
And they're starting to argue with each other as you're being dangled over them.
In English or common?
Yeah.
No,
Do I understand?
you know how wolves will snap at each other when they're wanting something?
Okay. I'm like, I want his legs.
Interesting.
What you want to do, a car?
I want to go back up. I want to sleep.
All right. We don't have any bombs or anything to
Yeah,
drop, right?
because oh,
Wait, Hatala, can you send the dep? We want to try a fireball.
Fireball requires eyesight.
Oh shoot.
Not only that,
You have to see your target.
Mm.
not only that.
Oh yeah,
his
magic.
Light turned into eggs.
Yeah.
You gotta spread all the eggs on them.
All right, I bring a car back up. All right, guys. This I think has defeated us. I think we just need to go home.
It's beginning to feel that way.
We have the hole that you went down previously, a car.
all right. So, judging by how far you lowered me down, could he get an idea of how deep it is?
Did y'all tell anybody about what you found down there?
Negative.
I guess I'll message him back, letting him know that hey, there's things.
Because a car shouted, but he was down a hole when he shouted.
Okay, yeah, we'll
They
relay the
wouldn't have heard.
message back.
Yeah, I'm assuming their type of wolves or hyenas or pack type creatures because there was more than one.
I'll tell the
Yeah.
D squad.
The T squad. We got an A squad, B squad, skip C and go to D.
I think that their A, B, and C are all dead.
But the reason I ask about how deep it is because I'm thinking about jumping with
To
with
get
my
to the other wall.
20
with my hatchet out. Yeah, trying. But the thing is like I wanted to know how deep it is or how deep we assume
So that you can swing down when you go down,
So-
you hit the wall and not the floor.
Yeah, I'd like to hit the wall and not the floor. Because what I'm assuming that this is outside, like, or like some type of, pitfall with wolves in it.
Hey guys. I can talk to animals, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Send them in.
This is about to
Go.
go real crazy.
So who's going to hold the rope? Because he was holding the rope.
Do you guys want me to come out and hold the rope while Winky goes in?
I'd prefer
Do you
that.
want Winky by himself over there?
A car's still
A
there.
car, yeah.
A car and Winky.
No.
That's
The car.
a dream team, right?
They keep
All right,
infecting each
we'll
other
do
with
that. Me and
creation.
Winky swap out a car. You hold the spot there. All right,
Okay.
I'm in daylight. Winky goes in. I'm holding the rope.
All right. So Winky, you come to the edge of the drop-off,
A car
Okay.
has its own rope, by the way.
and you can hear the sounds of the animals from below still.
I would
Okay.
have tied off Winky too.
What do you do?
I'm gonna
Do you
try
want
to
to yell at
listen.
him, or do you want to go down there with him?
I'm gonna try to listen and see what they're saying.
You have to actually use your ability to talk to them. They don't just talk.
Oh. How do I do that though? I use it? That's what I.
You talk to them.
Oh. I'm gonna say hello.
The wolves are like, food? Little food.
Appetizer.
Send the other food back. It was bigger.
They
No.
can see.
How do you see down here?
What do you mean? It's daytime.
What?
Besides, we see at night. We're wolves.
Okay. None of us could see down here.
Huh? You blind?
Do we all
No.
still have our eyes closed or something
That
stupid
makes
like that?
easier eating. Come down. We eat.
What?
Blind is easy to eat. Can't see. Sneak up. Easy.
Hey,
Well,
hey,
we're not.
Winky, tell him I got some beef.
Yeah, my friend here's got some beef
What's beef?
food.
Meat.
Your friend made of meat.
Yes, but this is better meat.
Better meat?
Yeah.
What's he saying, Winky?
So what?
Can you tell me how you got down there?
We walk around. What do you mean got down there?
Got down in the hole.
What hole?
Are there tunnels down there?
What are you talking about? This is outside.
What's? I'm confused.
We may have been on like a roof or like a second story or third story. Winky.
I really.
They're probably where we want to be. You need to try to get them to go away.
So we'll give you the meat if you.
What?
I said we'll give you the better meat if you.
He keeps breaking off at the end.
Not.
We're just not here. We're not hearing the end of your sentence.
I said we'll give you the better meat if I whistle up.
Speak louder, Elijah.
I am.
But you keep cutting out at the end. The last year's statement keeps getting shut off.
I said give you better meat if you leave us alone.
It just doesn't want him to
It's
say
just the last word cut out.
it.
We'll give you better meat if you leave us.
Alone.
Okay.
My goodness.
Give better meat. We'll see.
Can we shove the D squad down the hole?
They're
Well,
standing
I can
right
see
there.
why I can see
No.
why he'd be upset.
Hey, give me the bacon.
No. We want the bacon. The bacon saves us from the ghosts and stuff. Give them the cured beef or whatever.
Give them the D squad. We don't want them.
I need
All right,
some
somebody
food.
really needs to tie a rope around him because we definitely need to keep him on a leash.
I need some kind of meat, like bacon. Or what do
He's
you
got
have?
dried. He's got cured meat.
Yeah,
Okay.
the beef. Yeah, I hand you the beef that we picked up before we started.
Okay,
this
I'm
journey.
gonna give it to the wolves.
Okay.
Just a little bit. Like,
Yeah, I'm not gonna give all of it. That would be...
Yeah, like hang on to some of it in case they don't leave.
They
Well,
start
got-
eating and tearing at it and fighting over it, and it's like, that's good. Give more.
I guess I'm gonna give them more.
I see you holding more.
I'll give them more.
Special. It's a Pokemon Oreo. Just pick two.
They take all the meat and they eat it up, and they're like, okay, we go now. We find more food.
Okay.
But be careful. Lots of bad things here.
Okay.
You're not bad.
Okay.
If you want, you can send the big one down again.
Cool.
Wouldn't mind another snack.
Okay.
And you can hear them charging off in the distance.
So we still can't see. How are we gonna navigate down?
Nice.
All right, so what do you do?
I'm gonna tell the others it's safe, but leave the big one.
It's safe. All right. I'll go back out there.
Who's going to hold the rope?
I don't think it matters, but I'll let Hatala hold the rope. I'll get out there. Like, all right. You gonna go down, Winky, or am I going down?
Oh, I'm gonna go down first since they know I'm.
All right. I'll lower Winky down to the ground.
Chomp.
Okay.
Nom 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 nom.
We're
You
fishing.
lower him down to the ground, and he's now standing in snow.
Can you see,
Still
Winky?
can't see.
Can I see?
Nope.
But
Not
they
quite.
could. All right.
So, what happens if I put my night vision goggles on? Is it not gonna do
You don't know.
anything?
You don't. Do you have night vision goggles?
We all do.
No, we
I
don't.
believe.
Well,
I don't know.
y'all have an extra pair for
I-
whoever's on guard duty.
Yeah. There's only two
Yeah.
goggles.
Who has one of them?
Hatala had one, and I had one. And then we
Can
were
you
passing them
use-
around on guard duty.
Can you use that one? See if
I
you
mean,
can
we
see-
never did try to spell magic. I don't have that.
I don't think any of us do.
No, no one's a wizard.
Oh, okay.
The only time
Oh.
we used it, we shouldn't have used it.
Okay, I got you. Oh,
And spells act strange here.
yeah.
So don't use stuff.
All right. So something, Winky, did you say that the wolves could see?
Wolves can see, but I think they've been living down here so much their eyes have kind of dented a natural. kind
All
of-
right. So I would like to spend 10 minutes. I'm gonna message the Lich King of the world. Like, hey, buddy, we managed to get into the gatehouse, but everything's dark. I can't see anything. Is there a way to get the darkness to go away?
You have to be let in.
Can
Anyone
you
who breaks in is cursed with blindness.
can you let us in?
I'm not there.
Wait, the elves didn't break in.
Yeah, they
It
didn't
doesn't
go in
matter.
at all. How do we? There's no one here. Is there any way of getting someone to let us in?
I mean, a royal could let anyone in. Otherwise, only the guard can.
Where's the
Can
guard?
you do it, buddy?
I'm not there.
Would you like to travel?
Oh God.
Would you like to see the world and protect others?
I mean, you found a way for me to get my army out so I can take over the world?
Let's
Yeah,
not do
there's
that.
we can get you out of there. I mean, we'd have to go
No, no.
outside of Orm.
Oh no, can't do that.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I would die.
yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, thank you, buddy.
Where's the guard? You couldn't have asked him where the guard.
He knocked him out with a stick.
Dead body?
And then dropped him down a hole.
This is bait. So we're cursed with blindness.
Yeah, so I let them guys know.
Oh, we're only cursed with blindness within the gate.
No, Winky's outside, isn't he? In the snow. I think
Well,
it's
he's
Within
within, like he's within the gate. He went into the gate in the place.
Hey, what if Winky's gonna say, "I let us"? Does it work?
No.
Okay.
Only the guard or a royal can get permission.
I mean,
I
and
wanna
they're all
go-
dead, right?
well, can I go back and find that dead body?
Well,
See,
then how
if he
did
has a
wolf-
badge on him, like I want to take his badge and put it on me and become the new gate captain, and then authorize people to come in.
But remember, he died.
Yeah, more than likely that goblin thing got. Well, I don't know how it would have got in.
Well, he may have been the guard. If
Well,
we
I
have
was
some
thinking
way
it
of like,
snuck in, but then I was like, I
If
don't
he
know
was
how
a
it would
guard,
have got
though,
in.
he would have come back to life.
true.
Everyone who's part of the Orm comes back to life.
Yes. Interesting.
Because remember, you found those goblins in that other place, and they weren't coming back to life. They were dead.
Probably killed. All right, so where are the guards? Did they? And did you say that I checked all the walls
Yes.
in all the different areas, different cubbies?
I mean, the only thing we can do is find somebody with intelligence.
All right, I'm just gonna shout out, "Hello!" But I'm gonna do it in ancient. Can you let us in?
Are you still leaving Winky down the hole
I need help because something's gonna attack me.
Yeah.
before you start shouting?
Well, I would
There's
have
dangerous
shouted,
stuff
and then I would have
down here.
realized because Winky was like, "Bring me up!" So then I'll haul Winky back up.
Okay. As Winky's coming up, Winky, you can hear the sound of the wind.
Like the wind.
The wind.
Oh, balls.
Hey, I have the power of wind.
Yeah, he breaks
Oh
it.
my.
Yeah.
We're a bunch of children. Wind. You broke it.
All right. Does it sound like it's getting closer and closer?
It's there.
Oh. Maybe it wants to
I'm
let
gonna
us in.
say I'm gonna say hello.
Hatala, we got let the D squad know we got the wind incoming.
Well, we were supposed to hide.
Yeah, we got
to
rooms.
this-
We got rooms along the wall.
The day D squad. You didn't tell me anything about the curse, right? Right? Hello? Did everybody
Will,
leave?
I thought he was
he
asking
asked you a question.
I thought he was talking to the D squad.
Well, I'm making sure I don't know about the curse. Do I know about the curse or not?
Did you tell
About-
anyone? Because you were
Yeah,
only
I
talking
would
to
have
those
shared the
wolves.
information from good old buddy.
Okay. D squad, there is a curse that if you're not let in, you're blind, but the wind is apparently in there and coming. I think we're thinking of hiding in the rooms that are inside there.
One of the D squad steps back for a second, comes back in, and he's covered in ice. Yep, the wind's here.
But we're magically
Covered.
warm.
There's no
Inside this
snow
area.
or ice at all in the entryway.
So staying inside this area is probably safe. You need to get Winky up.
Yeah, I already got it.
Yeah, I got him up.
Oh,
As
good,
you were
good,
lifting, he was already starting to freeze up.
Mhm.
So you get Winky back into the warm area, and he's covered with a layer of ice.
I'm just gonna like wait off me. I don't know how much.
What did you say?
I'm get up.
I think his noise production is actually cutting off his audio.
I don't
Yeah.
have noise protection on this.
Well-
Elijah, this is what you sound like.
Yeah, you're
Well,
cutting out like
There-
noise protection. Either
Yeah,
your mic
there's a
or your-
threshold. If you talk too softly on your threshold, it'll cut off the softness and only take
Yeah.
the loud stuff. So you gotta be very loud.
Is the
Loud.
mic sitting up here, or is it?
Oh, I'm very far away from my mic, so
That's the problem. You're far enough away that you're quiet enough for it to cut off in the middle of a sentence.
okay.
So
Yeah,
if
'cause
you
I
step
know-
out
I
of
noticed
bounds
when
this
he was-
building, you will get frozen.
Oh,
Yeah, when he was going back and forth, that's when he was cutting out for sure.
So should everybody come in here?
Yeah, everyone.
There's not enough room for everyone to spend time at the little entryway. Y'all can stand there, but you can't do anything. So if y'all are going to have to spend time and wait, you need to go in the darkness.
Yeah, we just
Right.
kind of step in and sit down, kind of move to the
I
wall or
I don't
something.
like the darkness though.
We ain't
the
got a
darkness is
choice. You
not
either
my
go
friend.
darkness or freeze to death.
Fine.
So you step in, Hatala?
Yeah.
All right,
Um,
you see just fine.
What? What'd you say?
Hatala, you see just fine.
Only me, Core.
Oh my gosh.
So I've never stepped in, right?
No.
What is happening? So I step in and I go, everybody can see, right?
No.
What are you talking
that's why we've
about?
been-
Why can you not see? Because I can see.
Well, I broke in.
So did I helped.
Yeah,
Nita
but
Well,
that
man,
doesn't
I
mean
didn't.
Nita
I
that
didn't
doesn't
break
mean
in.
I
I
was
still couldn't see.
invited. Nita
Nita-
didn't help break in.
Neither
Wait,
did
The
I.
car didn't help break in. Eve,
Are
I just
you-
had my
stepped
eyes
in?
closed the whole time.
Are you a descendant?
Nita used a fireball.
Has Eve stepped
and
in?
a car.
Is
He does
the
not step in.
I'll walk in.
You can't see anything.
Hatala, are you a descendant of Orm?
I'm really confused right now.
Hatala,
I'm a
can
little
you
unsettled.
grant us access? Can you let us come in?
Wait, does Atala have the bacon?
She has.
Hold on. I probably do have bacon in my pocket.
It's been the bacon the whole time.
No, because a car always has a slab of bacon on him.
Yeah.
I know,
Yes,
but just
but-
thought it was hilarious.
A car's
Does he have all the
bacon.
bacon?
A car's bacon isn't good
Oh man,
because you wouldn't
that
give
was-
it to me.
that was good. That was really good.
What do you
So,
do,
like-
Hatala?
So, just as a question, real quick, as if I had said that I had actually stepped in earlier, would we have learned this much earlier?
Yep.
Crap. and I didn't help Core. It's like
I know.
I was
I'm
so
like, all right. I'm
close
just gonna.
to helping so many times.
I'm just out here trying to take one for the team, just going for it, just taking
That's
whatever
why I
damage
kept
may
asking.
come.
Why would I
If the
think it
DM
would be
keeps
any
asking
different?
something.
I mean, there several times different things were asked, but I was like, I didn't know there was anything going to be different. Anyway, so yeah, I can see.
Can you say I grant you access?
I guess I can try something like that. I don't. I feel uncomfortable right now, but I'm gonna. I grant access to, and I will name off each person.
Nothing happens.
Dang it.
Okay.
Hatala, does it have
What?
something to do with your Quelith?
I'm a little worried that it does.
Hmm.
Don't take it off though.
I can't take off the Quelith.
All right. Can
Hatala would have been out of here a long time ago if she could
Did-
take off the Quellath. She would have said, "See ya, I'm going back to the Shire." I mean,
Is she the only one wearing a necklace now?
No.
No, I don't believe
No,
so.
other people are
Oh,
wearing.
I have,
But
I
she-
have one.
She's the
A
only one with
reliquary?
that certain necklace.
I have one.
Well, no, because the other necklaces do have the darkness in them too. They have all the different ones.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only one that has one that's specific to the Quellath, though.
Yeah.
No,
And
there's
maybe
one
these-
more.
Yeah,
I believe
yeah, I
you
had-
took it to a car.
Yeah, I think I gave it to someone because I was able
I
to.
think it was a car when he got the Death Stone.
Yeah.
You tried to give it to me, but I gave it to.
Yeah, that's what happened.
But it was when he got the first stone, not the.
Okay, so what do I see? Like when
You see
see
furniture
a
knocked
hallway.
over everywhere.
It's a hallway and everyone else is bumbling around.
You see me with this incredulous look on my face. Is the whole time?
I didn't know. I didn't know.
The funny thing
I
is,
just-
this is,
For hours. Really?
I thought I couldn't see either.
funny thing
You
is,
know,
I'm about to end
magic
this episode, so I
stuff.
All right.
All right, I want to look over. I want to look over the edge, where the gap is, or where
I almost
we've been
jumped off this cliff.
As you walk down the hallway, you can see the end of the building has ripped apart and shifted about 20 feet away.
All right, I will describe that to them. It looks like maybe there was an earthquake or something. I don't know.
It looks like the edge of the building where the wall was literally just ripped and moved 20 feet out.
Okay,
Hey, can you see my arrow? How good a shot was it?
it sucks. Let's move on.
Oh.
What were you aiming at? you hit a wall.
He thunked
I was
it into
aiming
a
for the-
door.
I was aiming for the center.
He hit a beam on another door.
Okay, you hit a beam on a door. So congratulations
Oh,
there.
I'm glad I didn't jump then.
That's all. If you want to
Smash
go
into
down
the
the
door.
hole, make sure
No,
to. Because
It's still cold. Like the wind is still
Yeah.
occurring right now, right?
Yes.
It takes
Okay.
hours.
I wonder what happens if I use the shot.
Currently, you see icicles growing as you watch.
Oh.
Maybe it'll make a bridge.
I'm gonna tell y'all, like, I don't want to do any experimenting trying to figure out why this works for me. I'm not taking off my necklace. I'm not doing this.
Is Nita
Sorry.
in the darkness?
We have a key to the puzzle. Let's push through the puzzle.
Is Nita in the darkness? Hey, technically, Core. If does Core's chicken? Can I ask it if it can?
It's a car's chicken.
A Core's chicken.
but you can only speak to small burrowing animals.
No, he
can speak to
all.
Oh,
all.
all animals now?
All
I'm
animals.
sorry.
I just talked to wolves.
Yeah, where were you?
Where were you?
I wasn't
Where
there.
were you?
How would I know?
I can speak to
Um,
all animals, and
The
that's
chicken is blind too.
oh. Why? Poor chicken.
Because the chicken is not a normal animal. It's a companion.
Oh, so I
so-
wonder if I zap somebody. Will they
Since I
be
can
able to
see, do I see anything that looks like any like guard or something that would be beneficial in maybe giving acceptance? Because
No. It looks like whoever was stationed here left long ago.
So the gap is 20 feet. Can we get a rope all the way across so we can traverse it?
Getting
Well-
across really isn't the problem because
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
part of the ground. You could go down 20 feet and you're on the ground.
The problem is we're gonna
Buddy,
be
come-
blind the entire time we're in here,
Go get.
unless
Stop.
we can see.
Well, yeah,
I'm-
but I mean, I don't feel
I'm
like we
gonna-
can fix that till we find somebody who can invite us in.
Hey, Core, I want to try something. Follow my voice.
You're right here next to me. I just pulled you up out of the
Oh.
cliff.
I'm gonna zap Core just a little bit,
What?
a tiny.
You're gonna what?
Exactly.
What is happening?
I don't know.
He's trying to use his electric powers.
Alright.
Because
I-
they're not magical.
Do I?
Exactly.
Are they not magical? I mean, they're kind of magical.
They are magical, but they're not mage magic.
Yeah, so it will work.
Oh, you're trying to see if it works. You're just using it on core.
Yeah.
You could
No,
you
no,
could try it
no.
anywhere.
I want to see if it will stop the
But he's
blindness.
winky, so he tried it on core.
No,
And he
I
can't
want to
see,
see
so
if
he
it will
won't
stop
know.
the blindness.
I mean, if he didn't, he's specifically trying it on core.
And
so.
if it doesn't work, I can make the excuse of I was aiming for Nita, but I couldn't see
snap.
it.
It's not even that you just did it in thin air and actually got core. It's that you were aiming for Nita. I guess that would
Right.
be more
You
believable.
managed to create a decent sized spark that actually.
Ow!
Sorry.
Why? Okay.
Okay, so
Does it do anything to Core's eyesight?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
the elves came in with us, right?
They're still standing at the entryway.
They can
They
resist
did not
the cold.
enter the darkness.
They can resist the
They're
cold.
not really hurt by the wind. They
All
just
right.
have to lay down.
I'm gonna go back to the entryway where I can see, and then ask Hatala to give me permission to come in.
I do it.
Okay? Nothing happens new.
Okay.
Can you ask Home Slice if there's a proper phrase to use, or
You can message him as well. It takes me 10
But-
minutes to set that up.
I get that, but I've seen how distraught you look after you talk to him.
Look,
And
I'm
I
hearing
prefer not to
voices.
get into the.
I'm going to have to explain to people in the future that I hear voices in my head and that it's the Lich King of the world talking to me.
That's not the only voice you hear,
It's
remember?
not the only voice I hear in my head.
Wait, what?
Core has some problems.
I-
Do we know of all these voices? What
He
are
told
you
you about the
revealing
dreams
something?
that talk to him.
Mhm.
Well, yes. Okay, I'm just making
That's
sure
all
there
he
isn't
said.
something we don't
Yeah.
know. Is that your
And
10 foot
he
pole? in your
told
hand?
you what happened when he went down to talk to the fire elemental. When he got the thing in his forehead.
So
Yeah.
this works. You should continue this.
Core.
All right,
I've got
I
my
will-
own thing.
I will sit
I can
down
see in the
and I will do
darkness.
another 10-minute ritual
Thank you.
and ask the Lich King, "O Lord, Lich King of the world."
When you cast your ritual, there's now a floating image in front of you of the Lich King. As you can't see him, but Hatala can see him.
Oh,
That's funny.
great Lich King, we have a halfling that can see. I don't know why, and is she a descendant, or can she grant access?
Oh crap. Core.
Hmm.
I hand Core the stick.
You hand him the stick.
Yes.
As soon as you let go, you can't see anymore.
Dagnabbit. I figured it out.
I can see.
And Core, you can now see that the Lich King is in front of you.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, what did you do?
Apparently the stick was the access. Is this
Oh, that's
the
a royal stick.
sweet? Can I use this to get access to everybody? Do I have to break this or?
No, it's a royal stick.
Oh,
That
can I?
means whoever's holding it is a royal.
Can I grant
Okay.
access to people to come in?
You can with a stick.
All right.
How do you
I
do
like
that?
knight them or tap them?
You should just have to touch them, I think. I don't know. I've never done it.
Okay,
Touch your
I'll go.
collar.
I'll go. I'll work with Eve first.
Okay. This is cool. How'd you make me come here?
I don't know. This is pretty interesting.
This is neat. He's like floating around, like going through things.
Yeah, we're in Orm though. We're at the gatehouse.
Oh, the magic went weird.
Oh yeah, you got it right, buddy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh well.
At least it
I
went
think I
weird.
gotta go
and
back and torture my brother some more. So I'll see y'all later.
All right, buddy. Hang.
And everyone can hear him because it wasn't a message this time. He actually summoned his spirit, basically.
All right. I'll try this out on Eve.
So what do you do?
I want to like knight her Just hold still, Eve. I grant you access to Orm.
Okay, and are you inside, Eve? You're muted.
She has to.
I honestly don't know where I was.
Because
But surely go with
everyone else had said they'd gone inside, and you couldn't see
I
earlier.
guess I was right in there.
Okay,
yeah.
so now you can see.
All right.
Ooh.
I will just work my way through the people, granting them access, and then I'll work on the D squad at the end.
Okay,
I'd
and
like
you
it.
give everyone access.
All right.
We got a stick. So here's the thing: if Core lets stick his mind,
What?
If Core, like,
if Core lets go of the stick, will he still go blind? Does someone need to knight him?
Yeah, we probably do.
All right,
Somebody else needs-
Okay, all
Give
right.
the stick to Winky.
I'll do it.
All right, there you go, Eve.
all right, as soon as you hand it off, you're blind again.
I'm gonna wait a few seconds, and then I'll do it.
Like, I don't understand why this is not working. Can you see yet?
We're back.
All right, now you can see.
Nice. Okay.
Are you trying to demonstrate your 10-foot pole there?
Yes.
All right, now everyone can see inside of Orm.
Nice. All right, I'm gonna put my 10-foot pole away. Oh man, someone made a mess in this place.
There's broken stuff everywhere.
It totally
Everywhere.
looks.
If only we were able to see earlier.
This
Hey, go
must
look-
have
go-
been ransacked.
Which
Wow.
room?
It was definitely the goblins.
Which room had that bag of gold? You said you want to go check on that?
Yeah. While we wait on the wind, let's go through with an actual visual search.
I can see. Ew, there's poop on the ground.
On the walls too.
Watch out! There's a hole in the floor over there.
You notice
Oh,
that
hey,
there is a lever on the ground next to that chute.
Oh,
Hey, it's a lever.
I was looking for that lever the whole time.
There was a brick next to it, and when the brick got moved, it pushed the lever.
Mm-hmm.
Can
What does the
you
lever do?
imagine if there was a security video thing in this place?
That is
And
actually
there
what
was
I was.
there's some guy like watching it and he's just like, oh, idiots.
I had that in my head the whole time. Someone was just watching all this happen.
But does that even exist? A camera?
All right, sweet guys. It's been 2 hours and 47 minutes. We finally have vision.
Yeah.
What would be the weird thing is if we just ended right now.
All right, guys. That's it for the session.
we really should
It's
end it
been
right
fun
now.
playing Pathfinder again.
I gotta be honest. I'm tired. I'm like stretched. It's like,
If you want to end it, we can end it here and start up after the wind next time.
Is that what we want? What time is it?
It's
9:15.
9:15. Do we want to try to go for it a little bit?
Y'all can finish looking through here, or y'all can try going for it. Because it'll be a while before the wind, so you do have time to search through the place.
I wanna look
Man,
down.
I say we can search through the place and then call it quits after that.
Yeah, that'll be
I
fine.
wanna look through the hole right before, and I wanna ask the wind.
Hey man, look, difficulty.
Don't mess with the wind. They
Okay,
told
fine.
you.
Hey, the difficulty rating of this challenge is worth 1,000 XP, so we all get to level up next time. So be thinking on it.
Yeah.
There was a door.
There was a stick that we needed.
I mean,
the part was, Atala tried to use the stick to open the door, but not to work with the darkness.
Yeah.
I mean, how I didn't. It wasn't a magic stick, so I did not think of it until he was asking specifically, "What do you think could have caused it?" And I was like, "The only thing different about me besides this, and this, I have a stick."
And the only thing the stick has on it is the royal family seal.
That's it.
Name of the session: a sticky situation.
Actually, I've got it named,
No, it should be Hello Darkness.
I've got
Yeah.
it named the darkness right now.
The
Hello
darkness.
darkness, my old friend. I've come to take a stick
Again, can't see nothing in front of our faces.
Falling all over the places.
Got something sticky on my hand and on Core's back. This is whack.
Oh God.
And in your boot.
There's some
It's-
goop.
it
This
has
is the
in your
smell of darkness.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, God.
Okay. In the first room you find on the left side, you find the corpse of the goblinoid. It looks like it is wearing adventurer's clothing.
Like guild type stuff.
No, just what an adventurer would wear if they were trying to brave this area.
Okay.
But it looks like all their gear has been stripped from them, but the clothing does look like what an adventurer would have.
Any chests or foot lockers or anything in the bedrooms or the barracks?
Now, the empty bedrooms, it looks like, other than age, these were set up as probably dignitaries and people who were coming to travel would stay here while they were waiting for goods to be transferred, because it looks like this gatehouse has a big gate on each end, and inside of it people would stay, but on the other side their goods would go about. They didn't want people coming and going freely.
Is this like more ironwood?
Yes, most of this area is ironwood. It's designed so that if someone does cause a problem, they can just close all the doors.
Sweet.
So
All right.
You're
it's
stuck
so
inside
this
basically an unbreakable area.
so this area was technically not even inside the town yet. The way you're
Right.
It was
explaining
right on
this.
the edge.
On the edge.
Basically, all the magic that courses through Orm comes at a point to here.
Were the chairs and tables made of dark wood?
No, they were just made out of decent wood
Okay.
that had turned hard over time.
Well, we were able to take the last bed apart. I'm just thinking if we can't find anything else, it's probably worth it to set up our gateway and toss all this wood through, because it's probably worth some money.
Okay.
You set up your gate?
I
Wait,
don't.
wait,
I
wait, wait.
don't. I
Is the gate
don't.
magic?
Nope. Nope. I don't. Yeah. Nope. Yeah, that's a good call, Hatala. I was gonna say not in front of the elves, but we could
Well,
maybe
they
use
we
the
did it over there.
entryway,
We did it where the giants were at, didn't we?
but that
We
wasn't.
did, but that's not within the confines of this place that
True.
magic's gone wonky.
True.
And
But it
remember,
was
it was
closed.
flickering the last time you opened it.
Wait,
That's right,
when
yeah.
did
That's true. It's already been affecting the portal.
when did the blinding or the depths lights become eggs? Was it inside the entryway?
You asked him to cast the light and move it into there.
It was like
But
immediately as soon as we.
what I'm trying to
So
figure out
He was
is
inside the portcullis area.
yeah, I was trying to see if those doors were inside the area where the magic would go bad.
Or was it when it hit the darkness?
No, they
If-
actually
if-
just came out eggs.
Oh,
Instead of
Yeah,
light.
if it was in the darkness, we probably wouldn't have known what they did.
Dunk, dunk.
good thinking.
All right, so who wants some bacon and eggs?
I don't really want to eat those eggs.
Yeah,
Just-
I'm not. I don't
know.
find floor eggs too appetizing.
good.
I'm not eating ground eggs.
No? Okay.
You like ground beef?
Yes,
Ooh.
but ground beef is not
Alright.
the ground eggs. Ground eggs are weird.
I guess we'll press on with investigating the other rooms.
Okay.
Well, where do you think chickens lay their eggs?
In a chicken coop?
In a
Duh.
nest.
Anywhere that they feel safe.
Pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. Especially if it's a dark cubby hole that they can squeeze into, they'll lay eggs there.
Mhm.
A car. I've never seen
Wherever
this
there are golf
before.
balls present.
That too. They're not very bright, so they'll think golf balls are eggs and they want to lay them with the other golf balls.
Yep.
Yep.
So you'll just find a chicken with a and a bunch of golf.
You just
Yeah,
find
they're just
eggs
making-
amongst
they're
golf
trying
balls.
to hatch golf balls.
You're just picking up golf balls, and when you hit it with the putt,
It's an egg.
there's a baby chicken just flies out.
Okay,
Wow, that got dark.
it's not Minecraft. So breaking an egg doesn't cause a chicken to come out.
It calls something to come out because it depends
All
on
right.
what the egg.
Elijah, that's a
After
bad
looking
yoke.
through in the kitchen area, you can tell that
Ooh.
there is no extra doors or rooms or anything, so all the materials are brought in from somewhere else. It looks like this area is designed to be a holding cell type thing to prevent traders from going further in.
DERS or ITOR?
D.
Okay.
Because this thing is wide enough that you can have a couple wagons pulled in here.
Wagons. Maybe we can make this
And then
place
in the dining area, it looks like there's room for about 20 people to eat in the center and another 10 to 20 around the edges.
Okay.
That's a lot of people.
And then in the bunk room, the bunkhouse area, it looks like there's room for about 20 guards.
That's not a lot of guards for how many people they're feeding.
Well, the traders would be stuck in here too,
Yeah.
and they would have their own guards.
And the
So
traders
a standard sized trade caravan might have 10, 20 people in the trade caravan.
Yes, and our caravan has a bunch of adult kids.
The only thing that's interesting about the kitchen area is there is what looks like a box on one side of the room that has little, almost like braziers, but there's no burnable material underneath them.
I don't know what braziers are.
It's what people would cook with, or it's a metal torch.
Let's take it to burn some stuff.
Whew. Goodness. I'm glad those message spells didn't go weird. All right. I guess if there's nothing.
You are feeling a slight pull in the kitchen, and
Ooh,
another one somewhere else.
maybe some firestone situation.
No, you just got caught on a kitchen drawer.
Is that? I want to follow the draw, see if it's firestone.
The one in the kitchen seems to be coming from that strange brazier area.
Okay,
He's
making sense. Does it look
he's-
like an apparatus or anything? Is it like
They
a?
may be
There's a
using-
box on the counter with the three metal brazier areas on it.
Yeah, I'll go inspect those.
They may have been using a
It
fire.
looks like it's made out of some metal. Very, very strong, very light.
Would I be able to take this metal and melt it down?
You don't know.
Can I move the metals around? If I move the metal, does the pulling
It doesn't
sensation?
move. It's very solid.
Can we try to get it up, because this would be used for some good craftsmanship.
Does it look like it's like welded into the ground, or is it just that heavy?
No, it just seems to be stuck there somehow.
What if I use it like my hammer?
Well, I was gonna say I could use my creation power to see if I could activate it.
Or Needip could use his to. So we could just. So then we could just have to break the stone. It just went quiet.
Hold on a second. I'm trying to figure something out. Ingot. That's not what I'm looking for. Okay. So, anyways, what are you trying to do?
Trying to
Metal.
use, yeah, like the creation power, the fire to try to activate this. Maybe it's a device.
All right, make your roll.
Is it Dread Boon?
And if that doesn't work,
No, it's under your knowledges.
since it's metal, I don't think fire
Skills.
would.
There it is.
Okay, you draw out the firepower, and you notice that one of the burner areas lights itself up.
Hmm.
Okay, so one of the
Is that
burners
the metal?
powered creation.
It's the whole box is made of metal. Then there are
Okay.
3 little metal things on top,
And that's
and
the.
one of them lit on fire, and the fire's down low so that you could put something over it.
Hmm. Okay.
Can I try to use my creation?
Well, I think it's
Your
just a.
creation power is air.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna
Yes,
work on this one. I think it's more of a
but
fire.
technically it's shot. So
But this is a metal object.
yeah, shot goes through metal.
Is there any openings on this box at all, or any?
It is sealed.
The whole thing is sealed.
Your guess is
Hmm.
it's made and then sealed up so it's never to be opened again, so that someone won't mess with it.
Hmm.
I can fix that sealed part very.
And you can tell there is something inside of it. That's what you're drawing to it itself.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Do you want me to unseal?
Yeah, Winky, why don't you give it a. Do you want me to turn off the device, or do you want to just leave it on while you smack it?
Turn the device off before we die.
All right, I'll try to turn it off. There. I think I got it. Maybe.
Yes.
All right, Winky. Now we could cook some meat before we break it.
Die.
He's already swinging.
Too late.
What? Rah.
I hit the button.
It'll come up in 45
Yeah.
seconds.
Sometimes it takes a while.
3 hours later.
No, it's not that.
That's what happened to me with intimidating glare. It took
Next
a whole minute.
Thursday. I don't want to click it again.
You might need to, apparently.
Oh, that makes
There it
sense.
is.
Oh!
What we've been waiting for.
Was
Wait,
it worth
I like
it?
to use my hero point.
Use your
by
hero
the
point
way,
and
so
reverse
I'm about
it.
to end.
You're going to use your hero point?
Yeah,
All right, roll again.
that's not that much better.
But it's not an at 1.
All right. Hold on 1 second.
I was probably about to blow us all up. So
Probably just would have broke your hand.
no, Winky can't break his hand.
That or he would have ended up with fire creation powers.
I have
Oh,
the
there you
whole
go.
Looney Tunes, like him swinging a sledgehammer, and it just.
That's already happened.
Or the one where they come down and hit it, pings, pops them right back in the head. Ugh.
That can't happen because
All
the
right,
hand
you
is
hit
too-
it, and your hammer bounces off, almost like hitting an anvil.
Ooh,
Mm.
wait. Okay, so this thing's not gonna. Hey, maybe you can try using.
Go ahead and roll damage, too. I want to see how much damage you did.
On me or the.
From your hammer. You hit with your hammer, so roll the damage.
there.
Yeah, it took no harm whatsoever from your attack.
Yeah, try using your creation power.
To what?
To open the thing.
He doesn't have power that would open metal.
Yeah, I mean, I can.
Well,
I mean, it's designed to put heat in a certain spot. I would say we could melt it, but that seems kind of.
but I mean, you only tried to hit one.
Can I try to activate the stone to make it melt the metal and come out?
You can try.
Right.
It's probably so
Famous.
simple.
Famous last words.
No, nothing happens.
Did not work. All right, any other ideas? Hey,
Hmm.
I'm on a quest to gather these things, and
We should
We
take
can
the whole
try
box.
hitting it again.
yeah, just go, Winky.
You want me to try to hit it again?
Yeah, you crack it,
If
buddy.
we blow up,
Just
it's your
don't
fault.
become infected.
Core's
Or
backing up
blessed.
out of the room.
Should
Yeah.
hit,
Yeah,
roll
you got it,
damage.
buddy. Go ahead.
That's near the highest damage I can.
That time you put a small dent in it.
Dude, this is like the hardest I can hit. I don't think I can.
Well, you dented it, so you just do it like 20 more times. We'll get there.
Maybe
No, this
100.
Look, you just
This is
wail
good.
on this. You finally have an object you can
You
just
do
wail
notice
on.
that your hammer has a small dent in it.
Yeah, I'm not
Ooh.
doing this. This is my prize. I'm out of here.
I would like
The-
to try to
The
use.
bench that it's installed in has started to crack from your hits.
Crap. Yeah, that's my full strength hit. So it's not good.
There's got to be a way to open that thing.
Can I use
Not
my
with my hammer. I'm not breaking.
the hatchet that I have that is that's red that has the fire on it? Can I like try to set it on it and try to like
Melt it.
push
His
down on it, see if there's
blows.
any reaction with the
His
hatchet?
hatchet blows up and kills
Nothing
him.
happens.
How big is this crack? Can we see inside of it yet?
You haven't cracked it. You put a small dent in the metal.
Oh, dent.
That's all I did.
The table that it's mounted on has started to crack.
Oh, okay.
That's
Can
how
you-
much damage Winky did to it.
Can you like see seams or anything like that at all, or is it all just one solid piece?
The top side appears one solid piece.
Just the top.
Can I look underneath
You don't
it?
know. You can't see the bottom because it's mounted to a bench.
Ah, yes.
And it don't like to move.
Winky, can you crack the bench open?
I'm,
Just keep smashing it.
Well, let's see if we can get underneath it.
All right, swing your hammer.
wow, I didn't even choose to do this, but okay.
Well, give me your hammer. I'll swing it.
No. My hammer breaks. This is your fault.
All right, you hit the bench just fine. Roll damage. All right, you caused the bench to start splintering.
Okay.
Maybe one more good hit would destroy the bench.
Oh, that was 2. Sorry.
It doesn't matter. It's a bench, so you hit.
I don't know.
It's not
Those
like it's juking. Ha ha ha! Miss me.
Agility modifier of 16.
All right, that time you caused it to crack and crumble, and it's mostly fallen apart. It's still kind of a bench, but it's not really.
I'm just gonna kick it.
And it's totally crumbled now.
There.
And the metal
I did
thing
all-
clangs to the ground.
I did all you.
Can I
thing you.
flip it around, flip it over, see if there's any other way of
It's
getting
amazingly light.
Sweet. But there's no. It's still just one big encased object thing. There's nothing like underneath
On the
it.
bottom, there are seams, but it looks like they were sealed with magic.
Okay. Is it? Can I fit it into the
It's too large to go in your bag of holding.
Okay. Boys,
it
I might
all-
be just walking around with a stove on my back here.
The box is basically like this thick and about that big.
Hmm.
Basically like about 2 foot by 3 foot and about 6 inches thick.
if we had
That
this
becomes your
metal,
new
weighs
weapon.
it only weighs about 5 to 10 pounds.
I
If
mean, we definitely want the metal. That seems like a thing we want.
if we had this metal, we could make new weapons that are almost unbreakable.
What if we
That
just
are
use
super
it
light.
as is as a weapon?
That's what I was. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And
You
that's
just
Winky,
like
hold
Thor's new
tie,
weapon.
still.
you tie
Just
rope
smack him
around,
with it.
you tie rope around it and you just start. But maybe we should figure out a way to melt this completely down.
Make a perception check while you're analyzing it, Core.
Do I recognize the metal?
You do
It,
not.
it kind of looks. It kind of sounds like it's the metal from Captain America.
Core, while you're examining it and flipping it around, you're sitting there and you're looking at it, and you somehow press something, and fire shoots out and burns your eyebrows off.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Hey, Core, you're missing a little something.
Like, flip my hair forward so it's got like bangs here.
Is it one eyebrow or both?
Let's see. On a 1, 2, it's left. 3, 4, right. 5, 6, both.
5, 6, 5. Oh.
He just lost the right eyebrow.
That's
You got like
better.
the emo boy flip going on.
Just right there. I know that looks weird in the video because I'm flipped around, but that, trust me, it's my right. All right.
Honestly, something you should do is get like a laptop or have a Discord account on that, so
On
you're
the
not
stove?
No.
Oh, you're
I mean,
talking
I've
about the
heard of a
video.
smart fridge, but
Yeah,
geez.
use a laptop to stream and record, so your computer isn't, and have a separate.
That seems like more of a hassle
account.
than I care about.
Well,
I'll just be flipped.
All right.
All right, Nadep, you said you wanted to help.
Sure, I'll take a look. Do I see anything interesting about this box that might help me understand it better?
No, you don't really see much better.
Can I do
Although
it?
you can tell that there is a spot on the back of it that looks like it may have. It's a circle area that has a slot in it.
Hey, can I try?
Can I take a closer look at that?
It's a keyhole.
You can try it.
All right.
Obviously.
Perception.
Yep. All you can tell is it looks like that spot, that circle, the metal is different than the rest of the metal, like it was made in a different process.
Oh.
Can I take a look at the?
Who has the stick? Can we try the stick?
Yeah, touch the stick to it.
There's a slot in the middle of the circle.
Oh, there's a slot.
Corey, you have the stick.
I have a stick. Can I try the stick? Does the stick do anything to this?
Don't break the stick.
No, Eve was the last one that had the
Yeah,
stick.
I believe Eve has the stick.
I thought she gave it
Eve,
back.
Eve, come help us open the box. Don't.
Okay.
All right.
I want to look at the box first.
Don't touch this knob. It'll burn your
I'm
eyebrow
not
off.
looking.
I purposely.
Wow, that sucks.
You can identify the little circle they're looking at.
Is it like tinier than the stick?
It is probably about almost the size of the stick, but not quite.
I don't
But
think
the
this
slot-
stick's gonna work.
The stick won't fit in the slot for sure.
Why
I
would
don't-
the royal family use their stick for the stove, guys?
Guys,
Why did the royal family use
I
a
want
stick?
to check. I want to check.
Because it was up their butts.
No. They used the
All
stick
right,
because
this is gonna
it was
be
the
another
least
2-hour
obvious thing.
process getting into
Does
this.
anyone else want to look at it with any of their
I-
abilities?
It's
I
already
I'd like
been
to look
looked
at it again.
I want to look at it before anyone else does because everyone keeps blocking me out.
Well, then make
What
the
is-
roll.
What
I
is the
can't-
goal?
The Firestone, the creation stone of fire. Got to get it out. I'm on a quest. Do you want me to have more dreams?
No.
All right, Winky, you can see the circle, and you know that that circle is something different.
Yeah, it's a keyhole.
Can I push
Obviously.
the button?
Everyone come here. Everyone
No
come here and
button.
look at this hole.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'll take another look at it.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, I got it.
All right.
Fishing for crits.
Pablo, you know for a fact this isn't a lock, nothing that can be picked or opened, but it does look like a piece of machinery, like it's something different than the rest of it.
Okay.
You could check it with your engineering. And getting that 20, it's a screw.
It's a screw.
Uh,
Can my hammer unscrew it with this other?
No, your hammer's not a screwdriver.
Hatala, use your small blade
Well,
and
it's
see if
got
you
a
can
pointy
unscrew
end.
this or screw it in.
It's got that pointy
I
end.
have small tools and stuff for my jewel working. There's probably something in there I can
Yeah.
use to unscrew it.
In fact, some of your lock-picking tools could unscrew it.
Yeah, I unscrew it.
You unscrew it, and there's a little tube that goes into a red gem.
All
Poke
right,
it.
I'm not touching that.
I'd touch it.
That's all you, buddy. This
Okay.
all this
Are you
all
gonna
this
touch it in
time.
front of the D group?
Yeah.
He
They already
touched
know.
the butt.
This is what he does. He goes.
He's like looking at him.
And it turns liquid and goes into you like all the others.
He touched the butt.
Got it, guys. All right.
He touched the butt.
Can we put a different stone in here and see if we can make it
water.
shoot out water? Yeah.
Do we have another stone?
You don't have any more stones on you.
So
All right. Well, we're I guess taking this back with us somehow.
yeah, Cora's gonna use it as a
Just
weapon.
strapping it to our
Apparently.
back.
We didn't bring the key, did we?
No, it's so light you can carry it
For the
with one
portal?
hand.
We don't want to use the portal in here.
Yeah, we don't want to try
We,
that.
What if
went
we
over
told-
that. We went over that.
Oh,
And it's too
Magic-
cold to
magic
go.
go wonky.
I'll just, I'll just strap it to my
But we have
backpack
gone
and I'll
over it.
carry it as long as I can
Um,
carry it. And then if
you
it gets
can-
awkward or something, then we'll toss it.
So
Yeah, as light as it is, there's no problem carrying it.
because you also have a belt, right?
Yeah, I
yeah.
don't
Can
even
you
need
like fashion a crude shield out of it
When,
and just have
when
like
you
a
open
tower
the screw
shield?
up, Patala, you notice that the thickness of the metal that it's made of is only it's less than the width of a sword blade.
Okay.
That's crazy. We definitely need to figure out a way to melt this.
Are you sure you hit this as hard as you could, Winky? I mean, it's
Do you
pretty thin.
see? Look, I hit this so much that table.
You
Well, I
hit
saw
the
you hit
table.
the table.
We saw you hit the table.
Yeah, but I hit the table. The table.
All right, so I strap it to my backpack so that it says
And do
fasten
you-
to that, and I'll haul it
I'm
around
gonna-
with me.
I'm gonna show him I'm gonna show a car the dent in my
Any
hammer.
other pools or anything, or we're gonna go sleep on these bunk beds and call it a night?
Didn't you say like before you walked off? You were like, I feel a pull towards the kitchen, and then there was another direction that you said, like as you were walking.
Was there multiple? Maybe we could
I
spend
don't know.
another.
You said it.
I said it,
You're the only person who feels pulls.
and that's why I worked on this stove for this whole time. I
Guys,
don't.
we said we were gonna end like the goat.
I think I recall you saying there was two. One was weaker than the other.
Yes, there's another pull, but it's not coming from anything in any of the rooms.
It's down below, I bet.
Does it feel like it's coming from below?
Yes. And it's a stronger pull, but it's further away.
Mm.
It's gonna be guarded pretty well.
Does
because
it feel like it's off the little side of the cliff, or is it down the chute?
No, it's straight down in the middle.
Straight down.
There's probably a basement or something here.
Okay.
I mean, I know it's not
Remember,
wise.
this place is warmed up,
Yes. Okay.
and the other building had a machine that did that.
Okay.
So you take that, you open us up to the cold again, more than likely.
Well, obviously wait until it's over with, but
Don't.
And then grab it and run.
I can't just leave it. I don't feel that's right.
Yeah, he's gonna take
I
the
do want to
stuff and
look for the
everything. In
doors, the maintenance closet or something, but I mean, we can say we do that
Well,
in
you
the.
know, there's other gateways. They could all be set up the same way. Do you want to go to every one of those to absorb them?
Yes.
the
Thank you for bringing it up. That didn't occur to me.
We're gonna have like 12 sessions of just going to gates.
Or
We
the
spent-
fact that basically they use these stones as heating devices
we
in
spent.
all their buildings,
We spent.
We're gonna spend a
40
lot
all
of
their
time in this
houses,
desert.
in all
Yeah.
their cities, because this was a nation.
Mm-hmm.
Spend a long time here, guys.
We spent 40 minutes trying to get into a cube. So
We spent longer than that in the
Trying to
dark.
get in a door.
So are we gonna stop there for tonight?
Yes, I
Yeah.
believe
Yeah,
so.
that sounds good. All right, say bye, guys.
goodbye,
guys.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.